So if you move that away from your nose and right up to your mouth, you won't hear yourself breathing as much. And yours is Cody. Welcome everybody to another evening of Riverton Wolverine football. I'm Cody Beers, joined by Brett Watson and Rusty Wirtz, and we're at Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins. And tonight the 3-4 Riverton Wolverines look to even their record to 4-4 and secure that number 3 seed in next week's playoffs as they take on the 0-7 Rawlins Outlaws. This Rawlins team, well, they play tough football, Brett. They are 0-7, but they've given teams games all year. They opened the season at Lyman, a 40-12 loss. Then they played the Cheyenne Central JV, another 40-12 loss. Everybody takes it on the chin at Star Valley. That was a 48-8 loss. But then they came back and they played Buffalo and lost 14-8. They then lost to Whirland 42-6 and Douglas 63-0. It's an outsized, overmanned team, as we'll hear from Coach Clayton McSpadden. But, you can't take anything for granted when you play the Rawlins Outlaws. You got to come out, you got to play your game.
Well, first of all, Cody, I'm just happy I'm not on the sideline tonight. Typical Rawlins weather, a nice breeze, just a little crisp. But, I totally agree with you. We talked on the way down that for some reason, we've met these guys in losing years, and they haven't had a win. And for some reason, they've got our number, and they always seem to play us just pretty tight. So you got a team that in Riverton that's looking to get a third seed in the playoffs, and you got a team in Rawlins that these guys have stuck it out to a lot of practices, and they're looking for a little pride. So, and they're at home.
This is a series that goes back, Brett. This is game number 56 in this long-time series. It goes back to the year 1929. Riverton leads the series, 33 wins, 21 losses, and 1 tie. Over the last 20 meetings between these two teams, Riverton has won 17 out of the 20. But the interesting thing about this series is that Rawlins has won 2 of the last 3 games.
And I think you and I both noted that in our preview of the game, my call the Wild and your Wolverine prep. 2 of the last 3 games, and again, it was a situation that Rawlins. Well, the one year I think they had a pretty good record. I think a couple years ago they were 7-2 at the time. But otherwise, another example that they just play us tough, hard-nosed football, and I'm sure that's in the back of their mind that they've won 2 of the last 3, and again, like we talked coming down, I didn't beat Rawlins when I was in high school in Riverton. They just, for whatever reason, we just couldn't get over the hump with them. So, just some weird things can happen here. So,
well, this series goes back 60s and 70s. Rawlins was a power in high school football. They went to the playoffs a lot. They were a very good team. I remember in the early 80s, they had the Earl brothers, and they were strong in Class 4A. They competed well in basketball and football, track, all the sports. And now this Rawlins team with McSpadden, he's in his 3rd year, 6-18 overall, and tonight he'll be taking on the Riverton Wolverines, who have their own first-year coach in Troy Anderson, 3-4 overall. This is a Riverton team that qualified for the playoffs last week, Brett, and likely playing Cody next week in Cody in the first round of the playoffs. And that's a game where you and Eric were there. It's a Cody team that, they're very tough, and they're taking on Jackson in Jackson today for a conference championship.
Well, like I've told several people, I got to witness all 3 of the games, Jackson and Powell and Cody. And, of the 3 teams, I think Cody is the best draw we can get. I thought Powell and Jackson just had too many horses for us. Cody was young, that's a difference. That's going to be a difference now because these kids have played a season. But the Cody game was kind of the beginning of, what Riverton's done all year. Mental errors, mistakes, penalties, and turnovers. And you go back and dissect that game, Cody got a lot of points out of, miscues on our part or stalled drives because of penalties and some other assorted things. So, it's a good drive for Riverton, but that thing has kind of plagued us all year. Penalties and turnovers, and we just can't seem to get over the hump. I would be afraid to see what Riverton's averaging penalty-wise in each game, but the ones we've done, it seems like we're 10 penalties a game. And you just can't beat a quality team when you have those kind of mistakes. So hopefully they start cleaning that up.
This is the pregame show brought to you by Bailey Tire and Auto Service. When we come back, we're going to talk about why we're here tonight. Eric Pauly, home, and as we stream this at wildtoday.com and on 93.9 KTAK, this broadcast is in honor of the 6-pound bundle of joy, Emmerich Jane Pauly, who was born a few days ago. Congratulations to Kate and Eric Pauly, who are home tonight. We're going to do our best to mop up the floor, Eric, as we leave here. We're going to talk about standings when we come back. We'll have the Preps report, the Cowboys report. We'll have coaches' interviews with Rawlins coach Clayton McSpadden, Riverton coach Troy Anderson. It's 41 degrees outside, 20-mile-per-hour winds. We're expecting those winds to drop to about 15 to 16 miles an hour by 7 o'clock tonight. This is the Bailey's Tire and Auto Service pregame show. We'll take a couple-minute break. We'll be back with more, and we'll get right into the Preps report from Rawlins on KTAK.
Brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program. When it comes to protecting what matters most, it makes sense to choose an insurance agent who lives in Fremont County. Your local Allstate agent, Bill Brown, knows the ins and outs of both owning and protecting your home. Call Bill today for a free quote at 856-6573.
Are you buckled up? You better be. It's the law. Police officers and highway troopers can stop and ticket you for not wearing your seatbelt. This is Cody Bears with WYDOT. Keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe. Speak up and insist that everyone is belted inside your vehicle. In a crash, an unbelted person can slam into and injure others in your vehicle. Remember, buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Bailey's Enterprises is a proud sponsor of Riverton Wolverines football. For over 50 years, Bailey's has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service and to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe.
Welcome back to the pregame show brought to you by Bailey's Tire and Auto Service. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, Rusty Wirtz here at Outlaw Stadium. We did get one final score in already today, Brett. As Lander and Buffalo, we found out on the way down from assistant coach Derek Watson, had changed their game time, and they kicked off today at 1 o'clock from Bill Bush Memorial Stadium.
And I'm assuming they did that because with Buffalo going back over the mountain tonight, maybe the AD called down to Lander and said, hey, we want to get these kids back before we get the snow in here. But I think you looked at a score early on when we were on the way down here, and it was fairly close, but it looks like Lander might be in a roll. The final was 38-14 in Lander. So, and that's a good Buffalo team. They really have. They've played Cody within a touchdown. They played, everybody they've played, they've stuck with pretty tight. So, if you're a Tiger fan, you got to be a little excited. They seem to be on a roll late in the season, which is where you want to be at this time of year. So,
yeah, congratulations to the Lander Tigers. They'll have a home playoff game next week, most likely against the Powell Panthers, and that's a game that could go either way. Powell actually got away from Lander and won a fairly close matchup early in the season. We're going to get in. We're going to talk about the Preps report. We'll talk about standings in that, and then we'll get into the Cowboys report. This is the Bailey Tire and Auto Service pregame show on WildToday.com. Streaming and on 93.9.
It's time for the Pokes preview here on the Wind River Radio Network. Here's Cody Beers sitting in for Eric Pauley.
After delays and plenty of uncertainty, the Wyoming Cowboys and Nevada Wolfpack will finally get their 2020 season started when they face each other in Reno on Saturday night. Circumstances are different. Heck, it's late October, and it's the season opener, but Wyoming is still hoping to build off last season's 8-win season and Arizona Bowl championship. That tied for the most wins by the Cowboys in a season since going 10-2 in 1996, when the old Western Athletic Conference still existed. Matching that win total will be difficult this season, however, since Wyoming is only scheduled to play 8 games as part of the Mountain West shortened season because of COVID-19. The goal remains the same: get a berth in the conference championship game. That path starts Saturday at Mackey Stadium against a Nevada team with the same end in mind. Wyoming at Nevada, Saturday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time on the CBS Sports Network and right here on the Wind River Radio Network. Wyoming is favored by 4.5. It's a big ball game, Wyoming head coach Craig Bull told reporters this week. It's great to get started. We're excited, just like the rest of Wyoming Cowboy land. While the Cowboys, who were 5-3 in Mountain West Conference play last season, have only finished first in their division race once in the last 4 years, 2016. There's plenty of reason to believe they can return to that perch in 2020. The biggest reason would be because of the promise of better offensive production to complement an always solid defense under Coach Craig Bull. The changes for this season also include the fact that instead of divisions, all 12 teams in the Mountain West will be lumped together, meaning the 2 teams with the best winning percentage in conference games will play for the title. Can you imagine a Mountain West championship game a week before Christmas in Laramie? So the competition to finish in the top 2 spots appears to be even tougher. That's not a no deal for Coach Bowl and the Cowboys. They're ready, and it doesn't scare Nevada much either. Those in Nevada are indeed preaching high expectations. Think at least 6 victories and more like 7 they earned last year when they played 13 games. Owning one of the conference's easiest schedules might just help them achieve that. But opening against Wyoming, who just like themselves, wow, and Wyoming has won the last 3 against Nevada, makes it a difficult first task for Nevada. When Wyoming has the ball, the Cowboys would love to have a healthy Sean Chambers for an entire season. After all, the sophomore went 9-2 as a starter so far in his career, but he hasn't been able to finish a season. His injury list includes a broken leg in 2018 and getting knocked out last year with a season-ending knee injury. So Wyoming has an insurance policy this year. It's redshirt freshman Levi Williams, who started 1 game and won a bowl game, 38-17 over Georgia State in the Arizona Bowl. Both quarterbacks can run the ball, and both, by all accounts, have raised their passing games. At least that's what we've been hearing in these closed practice sessions in Laramie. Will 2 guys play quarterback for the University of Wyoming? Craig Bowl, to have 2 guys show they can play at a high level is encouraging. We feel that both guys have deserved an opportunity to play. How's that going to play out? Well, we're going to find out over the course of the game. But I can tell you right now that you'll see both guys. Wyoming wants to put more points on the board than in any of the 3 seasons since quarterback Josh Allen, who now stars for the Buffalo Bills. Last year, the Cowboys averaged 25.4 points a game, 8th in the Mountain West, and 91st nationally. It doesn't hurt that Wyoming brings back the conference's leading rusher in Xavier Halliday, who rushed for 1,265 yards, along with senior receivers Aiden Eberhardt, Dante Crow, and junior Gunnar Gentry. They also have the Dirt Dogs, the big line, who's returning and may be the best in the Mountain West. The season we've all hoped for begins Saturday night in Reno. Game starts at 5 on the Wind River Radio Network and the CBS Sports Network. Hey, turn off the TV sound and turn on the Wind River Radio Network. Go Pokes! Hey, welcome back to Outlaw Stadium. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, Rusty Wirtz here. This is the pregame show brought to you by Bailey's Tire and Auto Service. That was the Cowboys Poke preview, and hey, we're excited about the Cowboys coming back, Brett. It's going to be a fun season.
Oh, when they canceled the season in August, I mean, this, if you're a Poke fan, you really had to be looking forward to this season. A lot of returning key people, a tough line, offensive line, and I think everybody, including myself, felt it was the year that we would challenge for a conference championship again. And then of course, the rug was pulled out from under everything with the COVID thing. And so we're back to reality, and we start a shortened 8-game season. But you got to be excited. As a Wyoming fan, high school football's ending, and now we got 8 weeks of Cowboy football, so that's pretty awesome.
This is the Wyoming Football Prep Report for the final week of the regular season in Wyoming high school football play. Only one game is going to settle. Winner takes a spot, loser takes a seat. That's Green River and Star Valley tonight. Winner of the game goes to the playoffs as the number 4 seed out of the West 3A. Loser? Well, look forward to the next season. Of the 40 playoff spots available in Wyoming's 5 classifications of football, 36 teams already have one of the postseason spots secured. That includes all 8 teams in Class 4A and 2A, 7 of the 8 in Class 3A and 1A, 9-man, and 6 of the 8 in 1A, 6-man. An interesting scenario in Class 1A, 9-man, the 8th spot, the final spot from the West, goes to either Grable or Wind River. It will be decided by a game played by Shoshone and Riverside. If Shoshone wins, Grable makes the playoffs. If Riverside wins, Wind River is in. Well, Wind River has to sit and watch because they're off this week. And they might organize a trip to Shoshone to root for the Riverside Rebels. Interesting. Well, that's Wyoming high school football. Friday matchups in Class 4A, Cheyenne Central at Laramie, Cheyenne East at Rock Springs, Kelly Walsh at Campbell County, Natrona at Cheyenne South, and Thunder Basin, maybe in the game of the week, at Sheridan. Class 3A football, Buffalo at Lander, Cody at Jackson, another big one. That will be for number 1 in the West Side, the conference championship decided tonight in Jackson. Green River at Star Valley, Powell at Evanston, Riverton at Rawlins, and Worland at Douglas. In Class 2A, Bighorn at Upton Sundance, Cokeville at Lovell, Glen Rock at Tongue River, Kemmer at Big Piney, Lyman at Mountain View, Newcastle visits Wheatland, Thermopolis will be at Pinedale. In Class 1A 9-man, Lingle at Grable, Pine Bluffs at Moorcroft, Riverside at Shoshone, Saratoga at Lusk, Southeast at Wright. In Class 1A 6-man, Hanna at KC, NSI at Hewlett, and Saturday, Class 1A 6-man ball, Burlington and Encampment, DuBois at Tensleep, Farson at Little Snake River, Guernsey Sunrise at Midwest. And another game, Cody JV plays at Meeteetse. Open this week, Rocky Mountain and Wind River do not play. The game between Torrington and Burns scheduled for this week was canceled due to COVID-19. Hey, thanks to Patrick Schmidt of WyomingFootball.com for that report. You know, Wyoming-football.com is a great place to read all about high school playoff scenarios. Patrick did an outstanding job of laying all those out earlier this week. So, hey, give Patrick a read, sponsor a page, let him know that Wyoming-football.com does a great job of keeping up with Wyoming high school football news, past, present, and future. And we appreciate the privilege of using that site. This is the Wyoming Prep Report. And we're getting ready for some Riverton and Rawlins football. Kickoff at 6. This is the pregame show on the Wind River Radio Network.
Round of carry out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey, go Wolverines.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunner's Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunner's Automotive, 856-2288.
We are building a stronger, safer CWC. Your health is our top priority. If you're coming to the CWC campus, please wear a mask and go online and fill out the daily wellness screening form at healthy.cwc.edu. Wear a mask when you arrive on campus. Find a health screening station in the Health Science Building or the Arts Center Theater. Check your temperature and you're on your way. Again, to fill out the daily wellness form, go to healthy.cwc.edu and we'll see you on campus.
Drive now, text later.
Create your own sunshine.
Buckle up, tough guy. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Seatbelts keep you hanging in there.
Don't leave your life on the road.
Don't regret the past. Just learn from it.
Superheroes, buckle up.
It's better to buckle up than sorry.
You are enough.
Don't leave your life on the road.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Wherever you are, wherever you're going, buckle up. Take care of each other on our highways, on the Wind River Reservation, and everywhere else.
Whoa, Travis, how much do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl, and I only have one bag.
What? I've got my rifle, my one change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober, be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Hunting season is here, and that means the Wind River Radio Network and WyoToday.com's Big Bull Contest is back. All you have to do is have a valid elk tag for this year and live in Fremont, Hot Springs, or Washakie County, and you're in. Starting October 1st, bring your legally harvested bull to the Wind River Radio Network's office at 603 East Pershing. Our team will measure.
This is the Wyoming Football Prep Report for the final week of the regular season in Wyoming high school football play. Only one game. Welcome back to Outlaw Stadium. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, Rusty Wurtson. You have to give us a little bit of slack tonight. The rookies are in the house as Eric, Kate, Pauly home spending time with family as they welcome the arrival this week of Emmerich Jane Pauly, the 6-pounder, coming home to Riverton from after she was born in Lander. And so we've got a coach interview coming up with Clayton McSpadden of Rawlins. Rawlins 0-7 for a number of reasons, and Coach talks about it, a lack of offense this year, Brett. The Outlaws, they're number 12 out of 12 teams in the offensive statistics. The Outlaws only average 30.7 yards rushing per game and 108 yards through the air, and we learned that in the interview, as you'll hear, that their quarterback, Ryan Flack, who has been most of their offense all year, is not playing tonight. He's injured. So with that, let's hear from Coach McSpadden. All right, Cody Beers here with Coach McSpadden, and before the Rawlins-Riverton game, and Coach, got a little wind blowing today. It's just kind of a normal day here in Rawlins, huh?
Yeah, I got to be honest, the wind is not blowing as bad as normal, so we think it's a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day for us.
Hey, you guys have, I know you're undersized, overmatched, but this Rawlins team, from everything I've watched all year, plays their heart out on the field.
We have a lot of kids that want to play and love to play, and like you said, we're undersized, outmatched skill-wise, but these kids love football, and I love coaching that kid. We have a season still to win because these kids come back next year, and we're so dang young that it's only getting these kids better for, the future.
Well, you guys have had some good luck against Riverton over the last 3 years. Have beat Riverton 2 out of the last 3. What worries you about Riverton?
Oh gosh, they're huge. Their running back runs downhill hard, and they have some big guys on the outside. Their size it's intimidating. You walk out there, and they look like a college team. Their size looks like a college team. And that's very intimidating for my little guys, and very much so. But as far as worrying me, we got to stop the run. Have to stop the run. That's for us. If we can't stop the run, we can't build on next year as well.
Sure. Tell me about Ryan Flack. You look at the stat sheets, and he's everywhere, all over them.
He is everywhere, all over him, and unfortunately, he is not going to be able to play today. He unfortunately suffered a concussion in a practice, so he'll be sidelined, unfortunately. And it's sad. That's got to be one of the saddest things, hardest things for a kid, and especially for a coach to be a part of. And it breaks my heart every single time. So we're going to do our best that we can as a team without him, and that's our part. Is we got to fill big shoes for sure.
So who plays quarterback for you today?
We'll have Mitchell Allard playing quarterback today.
Okay. The Allards there's been other brothers that play for Rawlins, right?
Correct. One older one, and then we got a freshman one now.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's key for you guys? Is it defense, offense? What do you try to hang your hat on as a team?
So this year we're definitely hanging our hat on defense. We haven't been able to put a lot of points on the board, as everybody's able to see. Can't get the ball moving. Had a lot of little things. We haven't had the same starting group for 2 games in a row. We're missing 3 or 4 kids, whether to injury or other situations and things. So defense, we've been able to hang our hat on, and we have as well on special teams, but we really need to start putting our hat on offense as well.
Senior night for you guys, it seems like every week Riverton plays in another senior night.
Yeah,
how many seniors do you have?
We have 7 seniors, and we actually ended up having our senior night a while back, just to make sure we did have it. Yep. So this is just pink night for us this year.
All right, pink night. So guys going to have different numbers, going to confuse the radio broadcasters?
Nope, same numbers. We're in red, we're just adding pink.
All right. Coach, tell us about getting through a season like this. I know it's when you don't win, it's tough.
Very, very tough. And it's not just, us coaches, we spend I don't know how many hours, countless hours watching film, trying to get the kids in the right position to make plays and, be the player that we know they can be. And it's got to be taxing on them. It has to be taxing on them. I was a part of a losing program when I went to high school here in 6, 7, and 8, and then we changed it around a little bit when I was in 2009, made playoffs, but I really didn't become a winner until college when I got to play college football. So it's one of those things that you don't realize what you're getting out of it until you're done. And that's just what I'm trying to preach to the kids. But honestly, in all reality, we prepare every week like we're going to win the game, and we have every opportunity to win the game.
Well, it's the 56th meeting between these two teams, so long history of Riverton Rawlins football.
That's very true, yes. You talk to all my old coaches back in the day, some old timers walking around town, and they'll talk about the first and second one quite a bit. And it is a long, long thing, and it's really cool. I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight, and thanks for interviewing.
Yep.
Hey, welcome back. This is the Bailey's Enterprise Auto Service pregame show. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, Rusty Wirtz, and Brett, Coach McSpadden, pretty positive guy. He's got another guy in his staff that we all know in Riverton, and Jeremy Slack came up here and said hi.
Yeah, he came up here and we wished him the best standing out in the cold wind. So we were happy we were up in the press box, which is pretty toasty. But he's actually been down here probably 5-6 years now.
Yeah, he's been here a while. And
competitive dude. I coached him. He's in it to win it. So,
yeah, Jeremy doing a nice job here. Good to see him. He came up, greeted us, and so good to see a Riverton High School graduate doing well. He gets to coach a red and black team. Team colors: Rawlins red and black, Riverton red and black. Tonight, Riverton wearing their white road uniforms as we continue to get ready here on the pregame show. We're about 30 minutes out. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Riverton coach Troy Anderson. Coach is already starting to look forward to next year a little bit, but they've still got football to play, and they'll be in the playoffs next week. We'll be back as we stream live on WyoToday.com.
For the biggest bowl, there's men's, women's, and children's divisions with thousands of dollars in prizes. For more information, visit WyoToday.com.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. And I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wider range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
Gales Carpet One is a proud sponsor of this Riverton Wolverines broadcast. Lombardi once said, "The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary." Gales wants to applaud these young athletes on their drive to become the best team possible and show the state of Wyoming what it means to be a Wolverine. Gales Carpet One, Floor and Home, 220 East Main in Riverton. Go Big Red!
Do you have a lead foot? Here's some heavy news. Speeding is one of the leading causes of traffic crashes. This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. Don't put your schedule above everyone else's safety. Stop tailgating. Don't try to beat traffic lights. And please, pass safely and legally. Drive at safer speeds. Remember the posted speed limit. Slow down. Look out for the other driver. Slow down, Leadfoot. Welcome back to Outlaw Stadium here. Pregame show brought to you by Bailey's Tire and Auto Service. And Brett, yesterday's pregame interview with Coach Troy Anderson inside a shed by the Riverton High School Alternative School because the wind was blowing, it was cold. Neither of us were dressed for the weather, and you might have heard some teeth chattering by the end of this interview.
Yeah, we all kind of go through that transition in Wyoming. I always giggle in the springtime. It's 25 degrees and everybody's in shorts and T-shirts. This side of the winter, as we're going from nice weather into the cold stuff, it gets down to 40 and we're bundled up in a parka. So a little bit of a transition here.
They're doing the toss.
Oh,
we are getting a coin toss down, and we'll go in to talk to Coach Troy Anderson. Anderson, in his first year, it's been a lot of fun. He is a student of the game. He's learning. He's got a great staff. We're proud to be part of Riverton football. Here's Coach Troy Anderson. Cody Beers here with Coach Troy Anderson, and we're hiding in an equipment shed on a Thursday afternoon. Coach, it's cold. It's going to be winter in Rawlins tomorrow night.
Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, this is kind of what you expect Wyoming to be in Riverton here. I don't know. I think it said 21 miles an hour. I expect to be double that in Rawlins probably tomorrow. Probably gets us negatives for wind chill. That would be my guess. I think the wind chill today is at 10. We're going to go out and practice in it tonight. We got to be ready to go out in it. We got to kind of, get over those kind of shock, like jumping in a pull or plunge shock to the system. But we got to go out and do it tonight. And when we get down there, we're going to have to do the same thing tomorrow.
You still have things to play for. Win tomorrow night. It's all in your hands. Gives you that third seed in the playoffs. That's an important thing, to go in and play a game when it matters.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've been pressing that to our guys all week. I think, the Monday game when their young guys came up here and put out a really good performance by all means by my coaches. We were practicing, but my coaches said that they put on a good show when they came up here. And I've been watching them on film all week, and they compete, man. They come hard, especially defensively. They mix some things up, and they look pretty unorthodox, but they got athletes on the field at the end of the day, and they come hard. And so, I mean, they're going to be playing.
They don't run the ball much on offense, but they do like to pass it, and that's been tradition over the last 10 years or so with Rawlins. They do a pretty good job with their passing game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of their where they're in games. They played some teams really tough. I mean, I think I was just reading this morning the Buffalo team. They're 1-5. You'd be hard pressed to say Buffalo deserves to be that number, but that's where they are. But I mean, Buffalo and Rawlins played a really close game. They are in the game until half against Lander, who's the number 2 on our side. I mean, you don't. They can get the job done. They play really aggressive defense. I think that keeps them in some games. I watched them in Start Valley, and they picked off the ball and got forced to fumble and some stuff like that. So, I mean, I think that's kind of the thing that's keeping them at least competitive in things. I know other years probably not turned out the way they wanted it to, but I fully expect them. And they're a senior night again. I think it's our third one of the year for them. So I'm certain. I mean, I was on the staff 2 years ago, and I kind of know that position that they're in, and I can't imagine they want anything more for their seniors and for themselves as a team than to get a win against us.
Well, it is their playoff game, so to speak.
Yeah, it's their last one, man. Every coach wants to get, into that next round of things, but this is their one, and it for a team like that, just as I know about us that year, and it gives you a little leap forward to the next year, something to hang your hat on. I'm certain that they want that very badly. We want to, like you said earlier, we're playing for a solid third seed and to kind of move that mark a little bit forward on the record side of things and to give us a good base for ourselves to going forward as well.
Well, how are you guys doing? You healthy entering this week? You getting any guys back, anything like that?
We should have Lucas back this week. We're not going to get our lineman back. We lost another lineman the other night, as you guys saw in the mid-game. So I've been in communication with Isaiah. He's healthy-ish, but he's going to be best rested for next week, I think. We're still out Skyler. He just didn't hit the protocol timelines medically. He says that he's good, so hopefully that's the case next week. Chris is not going to be with us. It doesn't look like. It's still up in the air again. So we made some changes. Some young guys are going to make the trip again with us this week. We're sticking with that change. I'm sure there was a little bit of surprise at the right tackle. And that kid just played his heart out. He graded out really good for us, so that's really awesome.
So you're expecting Jared to play right tackle again?
Yes, he'll play right tackle again.
Okay. Well, you're winding things down here a little bit in year one. You're watching what's happening on the other side. Big game this week. Cody playing Jackson.
Yeah, massive, man. I mean, nobody's really – I was talking to one of the staff guys this morning. I think Powell's held Jackson the closest. But Jackson is looked like a steamroller. We experienced it, unfortunately. And Cody It's a really strong defense. I think they're 1 or 2 in the state. They got a trio of linebackers, and they got those 3 big dudes up front to get off the ball. I mean, in a day like this, I can't imagine it's going to be any nicer. It'll be less windy probably in Cody. I think that's where they're playing. But I'm sure the weather will be there, and Cody's a ground team, and Jackson's obviously plays on the ground. And, you know, when things get uncomfortable, lots of weird stuff happens. So you never know, man. You know, the odds makers, if there was a Vegas for Wyoming, maybe it's out here about 5 miles out of town, right? If there was such a thing. But, you know, they probably tip towards Jackson. But, I mean, again, this is the weather, and it's playoffs, and Cody's got a good history. And, you know, Jackson's been competitive, but Cody, I think, probably more recently has been in those really, really hard-fought games late in the year. So, you know, who knows?
You're nearing the end of year one, Coach. How are you feeling about things?
I mean, we would love to have all these walking wounded that we have on the team. I feel a lot better about that. People tell me that we're moving in the right direction, people from around town. I feel like we are. We've started as a staff to talk about, you know, things we want to do, maybe some equipment upgrades as far as some things for helping us be trained on the field, training aid stuff. Philosophically talking about some personnel things that we want to do and move around. I think if anybody's been watching us, they know that we want, you know, the 2 guards offensively to be really athletic and strong. And, you know, I think we see that out of Caden Gattenbein. And we've kind of had a, you know, and Isaiah too, for that matter. We've kind of had the rotation through there as of late, so I get remiss on that. But so I think we're going to develop those young guys. I've been out to the 7th and 8th grade games. I've tagged some 8th grade numbers, and I got a good relationship with those guys down there. We're going to bring some of those young guys up to our awards banquets to get them involved and put some prestige on those certain positions that are real key for us. And I mean, the stable's pretty full skill-wise. I think we'd be remiss to say that. But we've got a building. We got, you know, almost our whole front offensive line, and a good chunk of the defensive line is going to be gone. So we've got to really prepare for that, and we're going to earn our money this summer on that.
Well, that's all about football. You start preparing the season gets over for the next year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're start thinking about that. We start thinking about scheduling, and guys, I've been thinking about, like, you know, I more think offensively, but defensively as well. And I sent the coaches some stuff this morning about kind of, you know, philosophically thinking about how we dial things in and making it real easy for them to be aggressive. And from a confidence and knowing standpoint, I think anytime an individual knows exactly what they're supposed to do, they can go aggressively and hard. And I think that'll help us defensively. That kind of, if we can get dialed in on a few good things we do well. I think offensively we look different a lot of ways, but we kind of do the same, 10 things. Ross just told me that the other day. He's like, all the really good teams out there, and I'm not saying that we're one of those, but I'm saying the teams that have historically been good in the last decade here in our conference or in our league, they do, you know, about 10 things real good. I picked out a run sequence that Star Valley does good, and, you know, they do the 3 to 10 teams really well. And so we think about those. We think about getting linemen back that aren't 3-sport athletes. We really want those tackles, I think, to be basketball players. I want to see their footwork so we can get them out on the edge and get jet and play action. And I would like to see my guards probably wrestle. And I would say, you know, linebackers probably, you know, wrestle. And the bigs, I think, are the ones that aren't really probably that we're losing, that are not being 3-sport guys. But we want our bigs to be 3-sport guys so they can be more athletic.
Well, you still got a lot to play for this season, Coach. Hey, started tonight. Turn down the win for us down in Rawlins, will you?
I sure wish, man. I mean, I'm sure that there'll be some squealing about this, but we played a little thing the other day. It's about 3 weeks ago now for our Thursday night message, and, you know, it doesn't do us any. You know, the thought process is if we can just. The message is if we can not talk about anything negative out loud, it like betters our chance to be successful by about tenfold. So we're going to try not to talk about the cold today and the wind and when we go out. We're going to try not to talk about it when we go down to Rawlins, and we're just trying to play football. You know, I think our performance up in Moreland last week probably helps us out a little bit with some confidence-wise, that we were able to just kind of, you know, do the 3A grinded out thing up there. So that should give us a little bit of confidence, at least from an offensive personnel and staff standpoint. And I don't know if we'll get the wind turned down Rawlins.
All right, Coach. Hey, thanks. Good luck, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Awesome. Thank you.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to sponsor youth sports for the best in fresh roasted coffee, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekends. You'll enjoy the best locally sourced food at Brown Sugar Coffee, 203 Main Street in Riverton.
Here's an important update from Wind River Family and Community Health Care. They are continuing to see patients during this trying time. If you have a cough, shortness of breath, and a fever, call 307-855-2966 or 307-857-9489 before coming to the clinic. A nurse will triage you over the phone. They will ask questions regarding symptoms and recent travel. You can also reach Wind River Family and Community Health Care by calling 856-9281.
Lehman Studios is a proud supporter of Fremont County Athletics. Lehman Studios offers sports cards, mugs, statuettes, plus several photo package options. Visit us today at 210 West Main in Riverton. Lehman Studios, 856-3941.
Welcome back to Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins. And at the break, Brett, we were talking about driving through a place where you spent a lot of your youth living in a 12-by-60 trailer house.
Oh, we're going to go down this
Jeffrey City, right?
Yes, and I'm still a little partial to green until, of course, the Riverton Lander rivalry. Then I've got the green out of my head. But, yeah, quite the place. Me and three bros in a little tiny trailer house. And
well, going into this game tonight, that was 60 miles ago in several hours. We had some dinner. We watched Rusty consume numerous amounts of food, and hey, we're ready for Riverton Wolverine football tonight on the Wind River Radio Network, and we're streaming live at WyoToday.com. This Riverton team, 3-4 on the season. Key players, quarterback and free safety Damon DeVries, tailback linebacker Trayton Hyatt. You've got Jared Lucas, who sacrificed a bunch, Brett, and it says a lot about the character of this senior. Moved from tight end to tackle last week. Graded out really highly for the Riverton offense.
And that's something you can build on as a coach. Here's a guy that, possibly is one of the better tight ends in 3A, good size, and have a guy go down and he raises his hand and say, put me in there, coach. I'll do the job. And like you said, he graded out very high in the film. So,
lineman Caden Gantenbein, a big key all year. Ryland Kane at center on the defensive line. Kicker Tanner Johnson, he's going to play some receiver tonight. Wide receiver cornerback Blake Dale. Nathan Hutchison's been a guy that's been stepping up big time, the sophomore.
Oh, and I did a little post on it. If you haven't got a chance to see a JV game, and of course they're done now, the kid is fun to watch. He is a field general. He's tough to bring down. He runs back and forth. Kind of a Fran Tarkington type guy, and so expect big things from him and going forward in the future.
Well, I don't know if many people remember Fran Tarkington, but he's a guy. He's a guy that ran all over the field. He kind of reminds me, in sort of a way of a right-handed Tim Tebow a little bit. He's willing to run it around. Now he's much more accurate throwing the ball than Tebow was, but good stuff out of Nathan Hutchison. Sophomore linebacker Braden Vincent. He's been another guy that you can kind of see the future of Riverton Wolverine football.
See, and there's another guy with some great lineage with the Wolverine program. Of course, his dad, Tommy Vincent, made one of the biggest hits in the Riverton Star Valley Championship, back in the 90s. So, the kid's got a lot of upside, as a sophomore. We got a lot of sophomore playing a lot of downs, so that's good for the future.
Well, facts in this game, Riverton 3-4. They've qualified for the playoffs. They'd like to finish it off tonight. It's all in their hands to finish as a third seed. Rawlins still looking for their first win of the 2020 season. It's a big opportunity tonight for the Rawlins Outlaws. Rawlins won 2 out of the last 3 games against Riverton. So Friday represents Rawlins' opportunity to get that first win. Fact, it's cold, it's windy. The weather forecast in Rawlins calls for game time temperatures of 37 to 45 degrees. It's warmer than we thought it was, but you got that wind chill, 15 miles per hour. And in fact, anything can happen.
Something interesting their coach said in your pregame interview, this is a great night for these Rawlins kids. I mean, 15-mile-an-hour wind, these guys are going, heck, this is great weather. So weather might be a factor for Riverton.
Offensively, Rawlins number 12 out of 12 teams in offense in Class 3A. They average about 31 yards a game rushing the ball, 108 yards through the air. In last week's 37-8 loss to Lander, the Outlaws managed 25 yards of rushing on 25 attempts. They completed 17 of 31 passes for 182 yards. The problem is that their quarterback, Ryan Flack, got injured this week. Mitchell Allard, another senior, will play tonight. His stats on the year, Mitchell Allard has completed 11 of 22 passes, 50% for 97 yards. So the majority of this offense has come from Flack, and tonight it's Allard's job.
And it may be an interesting matchup, and I was thinking of that last night. You got a team in Rawlins that's averaging 30 yards a game rushing, and then you got a team like Riverton that during games has given up, half a mile of yardage on rushing. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out through the game.
Riverton stats, and they've become more impressive as things have went on, and Trayton Hyatt, the senior running back, with, I believe, his best game of his career last week against Worland. He rushed 34 times for 163 yards. On the season, Trayton Hyatt now 594 yards from scrimmage on 135 attempts. That's 4.4 yards a carry, and he's got 7 touchdowns, Brett. He's had an outstanding senior year.
And we've watched all these games, and 4.4 yards, I mean, he has gutted those up. I mean, there's a lot of times, many times when he runs the ball, there's just flat nothing there or just a little gap, and he's just a hard forward runner, and he gets a lot of yards after the initial hit.
Well, the other guy getting big yards this year, senior quarterback Damon DeVries. DeVries on the season, 82 of 142 passing the ball, 1,015 yards. That's 58%. He's got 6 touchdowns through the air. He's got 7 interceptions. He's been outstanding catching the ball, and then he's also good on his feet, averaging 67 yards a game, 4.4 yards a carry, 467 yards rushing on 107 carries and 6 touchdowns. DeVries, in his first year starting, Brett, has been outstanding as kind of a two-type double-talented quarterback.
And that certainly helped because Riverton's basically run a one-back offense and with no subs in there. But what I find interesting is the run part of his option has really kind of been shut down the last 3 or 4 games. I mean, it was big early on, and teams have scouted that pretty tough the last several games.
Hey, we're going to take about a 2-minute break as the national anthem getting played here at Outlaw Stadium. This is the Bailey Tire and Auto Service pregame show on KTAK and stream live at wyotoday.com.
Howdy, partners out there in 10 County land. This is Gary Michaud from the WRTA bus line. We are looking forward to reconnecting with all our riders and friends once it is safe for the WRTA to operate. In the meantime, the WRTA would like to graciously thank all those who are keeping our county running, especially the healthcare workers. On behalf of Share a Ride and the WRTA, we can't wait to see all your healthy faces when Big Blue reopens. So don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelt, and keep all 4 wheels on the road.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Did you hear that? That's the sound you hear when you know you've just improved your chances of surviving a crash. This Thanksgiving holiday and every single time you get in your vehicle, be sure you and your passengers always buckle up. When you wear your seatbelt as a front seat occupant, your risk of fatal injury goes down 45%. So be sure you arrive safely this holiday season and always buckle up.
Welcome back, Outlaw Stadium. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, Rusty Wirtz here on the pregame show, and we're about 3 minutes out from the start of this game. Winds kind of coming off and on, gusting up to 15 miles an hour. Temperature in the low 40s. It's going to get chilly tonight, so if you are here at Outlaw Stadium listening to the radio broadcast, hey, welcome aboard. If you're home, and drinking hot chocolate and watching it on your smart TV, that might be the best seat tonight, Brett.
It definitely is going to be the best seat. I look across the way to the pretty good contingent of Riverton fans. They're pretty bundled up, and of course, on that side of the field, they're taking the wind right in the face. So
yeah, they sure do. We were talking stats. Riverton will have Lucas Engel back in the starting lineup tonight. Engel, 27 catches, 362 yards on the season. Blake Dale has been outstanding, the junior, 25 catches, 287 yards and a touchdown. And Lucas, playing tight end, has caught 3 touchdown passes. That has opened, with him moving to tackle, it's opened things up for Nathan Hutchison. It's opened things up for Tanner Johnson. Riverton always has some very talented receivers.
Yes, and you mentioned Tanner Johnson. Again, I go back to the JV games. Here's a kid that just runs nice routes. He's 6'3". He's a big kid. He's a guy that has a real upside for the Riverton Wolverines. I watched him in Shoshone. He got 4 touchdown passes there earlier this week. Against Natrona, I think he caught 5 touchdown passes from Nate. So the two of them kind of match up pretty well. So here's a guy to keep your eye on for the future of Riverton.
Rawlins won the flip, and they deferred to the second half. So Riverton will come out on offense. Rawlins will be on defense. We'll go over some Rawlins High School starters. They're about 35 deep on this team. They're small. Biggest guy, we don't have weights here on their program, but the biggest guy weighs in about 170 pounds. Starters at defensive back tonight, Alan Ferelius. He's a senior. Dion Henson's a sophomore. He'll line up at linebacker. Canyon Green will go at a defensive end. He's a junior. Mario Guerrero is a defensive back. He's a senior. Another starter on the at linebacker will be Jay Smith. He's actually going to play on the offensive line tonight because of a lack of guys there for Rawlins. They have the same issues as far as depth this week as Riverton does. A linebacker, Ezra Archuleta. On defense, a linebacker, Josh Smith. Defensive line, I love this name, G.C. Ice.
Cool
will be on the defensive line tonight, and his brother, a senior, on the defensive line, Colton Ice. And at linebacker tonight, Braden Fritz. Riverton on offense, well, they're led by the senior quarterback, 6 foot, 180 pounds, Damon DeVries. The running back, Trayton Hyatt. Trayton comes in 6 foot, 180 pounds. On the offensive line, they're anchored by Rylan Kane, 6'3", 308 senior. You'll see Gabe Higgins in the lineup. You'll see Caden Gamp behind a 6 foot, 205-pound senior. Isaiah Bemmett out this week. You'll see Caden Smith. He was our Papa Murphy's player of the game this week. You'll notice that we don't have a sideline reporter tonight for this game. Brett coming up in the booth. He didn't complain. We are shooting the video, just so everybody knows on the stream, through a window that is somewhat dirty. And we're doing it tonight without Eric Pauly as Rawlins gets ready to tee it up. And back deep for Riverton. Missing several guys this week. It'll be Brandon Couch and Blake Dale. So we're about ready to get underway from Outlaw Stadium. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, and a little squib kick up the middle. And it's going to be returned out across the 36-yard line. And we're underway as returning that kick for Riverton.
See, I kind of want to let you let me lead into, the broadcast and say now to bring you the play-by-play, the sub-voice of the Wolverines, Cody Beers.
All right, thanks, Brett. And Riverton going to get the ball on its 35-yard line to start things. Good job by Brett Watson there. Hey, we appreciate it. We are shooting video through a reasonably dirty window, and we apologize for that. But Riverton will come out going south from our left to our right here at Outlaw Stadium. And Damon DeVries comes under center. And he'll hand off left side to Trayton Hyatt. Hyatt straightforward, nothing fancy. Game at 6. And it'll go to the 41-yard line. So second down here as we get rolling. And we're going to try to do many things tonight, including keeping stats, as Hyatt with a run of 6 yards to open the game. We expect a running game from the Wolverines tonight as DeVries comes under center. He'll hand off in the jet sweep to Blake Dale. Dale goes outside, cuts around, back toward the sideline, and he'll gain about 3 yards on that run. And Brett, that jet sweep is something that I know Troy Anderson really likes as he calls plays.
You know, early on in the season, we actually questioned him one night because it seemed like the first time they run it, it was a big gainer, and then they kept hitting the thing, and we was getting losses. But they're starting to figure out how to hit some creases, because it goes to the sideline. So it's a play that might get some yardage tonight.
3 receivers in the motion. They'll hand off to Hyatt. He'll get the first down and move ahead for about 8 yards. And so the sticks move for Riverton. Already Hyatt 2 carries for 14 yards in the ballgame. So nothing fancy out of the Riverton Wolverines. Wolverines come out 3 receiver set. Blake Dale in the slot. Going wide right is Hayden Brown. They'll hand off up the middle. And fumbling the ball is Trayton Hyatt, and he'll get tackled for a big loss. It'll go as a 4-yard loss after that fumble.
And again, one of our biggest opponents this year, we did get the fumble back, but kind of had a little drive going there and take a 4-yard loss. But we did, like I said, we got the fumble back this time.
So Riverton comes out 2nd down here. Just underway, first quarter of play from Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins. In motion, Blake Dale. They'll hand off up the middle to Hyatt. He'll carry Rawlins Outlaws back to the original line of scrimmage. So 4-yard gain for Hyatt. So far 4 plays for Riverton, 4 runs on this opening drive as we get.
So I'm looking at their Cody, and 72 is a big 160 pounds, I'm telling you.
He is. He's big in the middle of this defense.
I'm saying maybe closer to 260. But
that's Colton Ice. Here's DeVries. He'll go back. He'll tuck it. He'll take off running, get away from pressure, and pack Rawlins defenders inside Rawlins territory to about the 37-yard line. And the sticks will move. First down, Riverton. So gain of about 11 yards for Riverton on that 2nd down play. And so far, all running game here for Riverton.
And that time, I think it was designed for a pass, and he just couldn't find anybody downfield. So
DeVries will come to the line. 4 receivers in the set. Hayden Brown off to the left. Hyatt in the backfield, and a straight quarterback draw to DeVries, and a big gain. It'll go for about 7 yards to the 30-yard line of Rawlins. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 28, Brett. So good gain, 9 yards for Damon DeVries.
Yeah, and that was just a flat-out quarterback draw. And I think, like you said early on, I think Riverton's going to go strictly run with this defense.
DeVries 2 carries for 19 yards on this drive. He'll hand off up the middle to Hyatt. Nothing fancy. And a good tackle there by Rawlins on the play. Goes to J.C. Ice, the junior defensive lineman for Rawlins. 2nd, 10 yards to go for Riverton. Nathan Hutchison out in the split. Blake Dale wide right. And Lucas Engel left for Riverton. And DeVries hands off right side to Hyatt. Another good tackle by Ice on the play.
They had that one sniffed out, Cody. That was had penetration in the backfield. There was just no place to go.
This Rawlins team, they play for real. Coach Clayton McSpadden told us on the pregame show, they play for each other. And they come out and motivate. And tonight, as you can see on the WyoToday.com feed, wearing pink socks. It's Cancer Awareness Night. Here's DeVries back to pass, and it'll be tipped by Ice, nearly intercepted as the big man got his hands up high.
Well,
and that'll go
the hands of a lineman.
I believe it's going to be 3rd and 8 now for the Riverton Wolverines, and so that first pass attempt didn't work.
I'd really like to see him finish this drive off. It's been a nice drive to open the game.
Here's DeVries. He'll fumble the ball, and it's going to be recovered, I believe, by the Rawlins Outlaws. And I think that Riverton got it back.
Wow.
So somebody jumped on it in the pile.
A lot of red around it.
Jared Lucas out there tonight wearing number 52. Gabe Higgins, the right guard, at 59. So those are your two starters on the right side of the Riverton offensive line. Ryland Kane, the center. Of course, Caden Gentenbein at left guard and Caden Smith at left tackle. Three receivers in the set for the Riverton Wolverines. DeVries will roll right, take off running. He's going to be tackled by this Rawlins Outlaw defense.
The pocket just flat collapsed that time, Cody. He just didn't have any time and no place to run.
So Rawlins holds Riverton, and Riverton's drive will stall out right at the 25-yard line. It'll be first down for the Outlaws. Now this Outlaw offense, well, they haven't had a whole lot running the ball, and they've got a brand new quarterback tonight in senior Mitchell Allard, and they come out in the pistol to get things going. Riverton, 4-3 defense. You'll get the runner left side. They'll try to test the outside, and a good hustle tackle there by Braden Vincent, stopping the runner for Rawlins. Canyon Green, a junior running back, for no gain.
And it's kind of nice to see, Cody, somebody try hitting the outside with us, and we actually have the speed to run them down. Great play by Vincent.
Rawlins uses their running game to set up their passing game. We're going to get a penalty, first one of the game. It's going to go holding on Rawlins. So Riverton takes that penalty, and it'll be 1st and 20 now from the 15-yard line. Penalties, well, they've been a problem for Riverton all year, and first penalty of the game whistled on the Outlaws. So the Outlaws out, 4 receivers in the set, and Allard going back to pass the ball. It'll be a short pass, tipped on the play by Hayden Brown.
Nice job by Brown getting his hands up. What you're taught is in practice, you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up.
Brown playing a bigger role in this Rawlins, or this Riverton offense in the last couple weeks. Also playing a really good role on defense, coming in and playing defensive end for Riverton after Broden Mathis went down about 4 weeks ago. Caden Smith, Ryland Kane anchoring the middle of that Riverton defense. Jared Lucas at one defensive end, Hayden Brown at the other. And Allard in the pistol. He'll hand off up the middle. Big hole through the middle, but closing it up tight is the Riverton defense on the play, and making that tackle, linebacker Brandon Couch.
Nice job by Couch coming up and plugging the hole.
3rd and about 16 now for Rawlins. No score on the Taco John scoreboard. Brett Watson, Cody Beers, Rusty Wirtz bringing you this broadcast tonight. Broadcast we're dedicating to Miss Polly. Emmerich Jane Polly, 6 pounds. Bundle of joy coming into the world this week for Kate and Eric Polly. Allard out in the gun, and he'll go back 4 receivers. He'll run right side past Hayden Brown. Going to put his head down and then be tackled on the outside by Brown. And it'll go to the 25-yard line as Rawlins went for it on 4th down. And that was third down.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it was 3rd and 16.
But hey,
And
nice
now,
stand by the Riverton defense. How many times have we had a 3 and out? So they've kind of picked it up the last several games.
So Rawlins will punt the ball, 4th and 10, and a decent punt downfield. It'll be picked up by Blake Dale to 35, and he'll be wrapped up and taken down on the play, and a nice open field tackle for Rawlins.
That was a great tackle, because had he got his foot loose, that could have went for some yards.
That tackle by G. Smith. And so it'll be Riverton ball now. 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. First quarter of play, 4:53 to play, no score from Rawlins. So good game so far, each team with 1 possession. Riverton comes right out in a 3-receiver set. Lucas Engel left, Hayden Brown, and Blake Dale on the right side. DeVries, he'll hand off up the middle to Trayden Hyatt. He'll be tackled right away on the play, and He'll gain about 3 yards. Nice job, little man getting low, making the tackle for Rawlins. It's Eric Martinez, a junior defensive lineman. So 2nd down and 7 for the Riverton Wolverines. Breezy night in Rawlins. Sun has set, lights are on, and we're proud to be bringing you this broadcast of Wyoming High School football on the Wind River Radio Network. DeVries, he'll roll left side, good rush, and the Rawlins defense doing a job keeping DeVries contained. He'll end up gaining 5 yards on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 2 at the 40.
You know, that's 2 times in a row, Cody. Rawlins is doing a great job staying in their lanes on that rush because when the pocket collapses, DeVries really has no place to run.
3rd and 2. DeVries steps to the line. 3 receivers in the package, in motion. Hayden Brown. They'll pass right side to Dale. Little screen pass. And I don't believe they're going to mark him.
He almost looked like he had it and then he went back, but he's got a good mark on the other side.
Good mark right on the sticks on the other side. And if that's the case, it'll be a 1st down for the Wolverines, and it is.
Wow.
So a favorable spot on the far sideline, and then the guy in the middle of the field gave him another half yard.
I think as an official it's kind of cold and you're going, I'm not going to drag the chains at her. Let's just keep this thing going.
Well, and we were getting ready for the Rusty Wirtz focus on the sticks play.
I was going to say a Wayne's World Zoom coming up, but
DeVries out, 4 receivers on the play. Jet and DeVries fakes, goes right up the middle, nothing fancy. And that tackle by the big man, number 72, Colton Ice.
Ice is having a pretty good game so far. I got him down for 4 assists. He's, like I said, he's much bigger than 160 pounds, but he's doing a great job in the middle there. He's been a kind of a big rock to move.
These Ice defenders, cool cuff customers for the Rawlins Outlaws. DeVries to the line behind Kane. 3 receivers in the set. Blake Dale in motion. It'll be a jet left side. And Rawlins strings it out and knocks Dale for a 4-yard loss. And if you spend much time on film on Riverton, they're going to pull out that jet sweep early in the game. And Rawlins, they strung out the Riverton offense very nicely, Brett.
Yes, they did, and that's kind of the problem that Riverton's run into with that particular play is, you know, it's a long play, so you get people bleeding through if we miss blocks, and that's what happened again. He just had nowhere to go.
3rd and 10 for Riverton. 4 receivers in the set from the 43 of the Wolverines. DeVries fades back. He'll hit Dale on the little out pass. He'll be across the 50 and be tackled at about the 49 of Rawlins. It'll be 4th down and about 2.5 as they'll mark it just inside Rawlins territory at the 49.5. So Riverton making no plans here to punt the football. They'll come out and go for it on 4th down with 1:29 in the first quarter. So Rawlins playing good defense on the Wolverines, and nothing fancy so far from the Wolverines offense. Here's DeVries under center, 4th down. He'll fumble the ball, and it's going to be Rawlins football.
Either way.
Rawlins holds, and Riverton with their 3rd fumble of this first quarter. It'll be Rawlins football right at the Riverton 49.
And again, you know, we've talked about this all season long. It's just mistakes like that, drives, and we're stopping drives or turning the ball over, and we just can't keep doing that.
So Rawlins comes out. Allard going to line up, I believe, in the pistol. He's got 2 backs behind him, 3 receivers in the set. And Riverton with the blitz, and they'll consume the runner as coming up Keaton Smith making the tackle on Canyon Green of Rawlins. So 2nd down, 11. That was a loss of 1 on the play.
Nice play by Caden.
Caden Smith, one of the most improved players on this Riverton team throughout the season. Allard in the gun. 4 receivers in the set. Allard, the 2nd-team quarterback, playing for Flack. He'll drive right side, and the pass is low and incomplete. And decent defense that time by the Riverton defensive back Tanner Johnson.
Looks like Tanner was going for a pick there, but like you said, it's nice defense.
36 seconds to go, first quarter. No score on the Taco John scoreboard here from Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins. So far, Riverton's offense unable to move the ball due to the fact that they can't hold on to it. 3 fumbles in that first quarter. So Allard out in the gun, 3rd down 11 for Rawlins at the 50. And the ball goes off the running back. It's bouncing around. He's going to have to fall on it after losing about 5 yards on the play. And he was in motion, and Dean Henson, the ball just hit him in the left side.
Should have just grabbed it in midair and kept going. It might have got something out of it.
So Rawlins going to come out. They're going to punt it. 4th down, 16 yards to go at their own 45. No score on the Taco John scoreboard. Riverton looking to get things rolling here as moving back deep to receive this kick is Blake Dale. That'll end the first quarter. No score from Rawlins. Hey, this is Riverton Wolverine football from Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins on KTAK and streamed live on WOWtoday.com.
Department of Transportation.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back, Outlaw Stadium. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, Rusty Wirtz here on a chilly night, but the weather is pretty decent. They're forecasting some fairly major winter weather as we go. Rawlins, they're gonna punt, Brett, 4th and about 15 or 16 from their own 45.
Well, and Riverton should get pretty good field position again, especially if Dale gets any type of run back. And
no
that's
pressure.
Not what you
ball
do.
going to go off Dale's hands on the punt, and it's a scrum.
And they may have got it back.
And Rawlins, well, they've not signaled officially yet as they pull everybody off. Rawlins on the punt muff by Blake Dale will get the ball back on the Riverton 22-yard line. So already mistakes taking a toll on the Wolverines early in this game.
And I just don't know how you eliminate. I'm sure every week in practice they just harp on things like this, but they just keep happening. And
so Riverton will be on defense, and their first big test defensively in this contest. Excellent field position for the Rawlins Outlaws at the 22-yard line of Riverton.
And this is one of those games you just don't want to let them hang around real long, especially at home and on their last game. So
Allard in the gun, 2 backs flanked on each side, 3 receivers in the set. He'll fake left, and it wasn't Allard, the quarterback, and running left side for about 8 yards is Canyon Green, and that was a set where the running back plays quarterback, kind of the old Wildcat play for the Rawlins Outlaws. So officially a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Rawlins, and they're inside that red zone at the 15-yard line. And Green out in the shotgun again. Nothing fancy. He's going to try to run right. Kane pushes him back left side, and then Braden Vincent comes on.
Nice tackle.
He made what may have been a touchdown-saving tackle, Braden Vincent.
You kind of wonder if Rawlins is going to kind of try to hit the edge a little bit, given that Riverton has given up lots of yards on the edge, not just this year, but dating back 10 years, really. But
3rd and 4 now for the Rawlins Outlaws at about the 16-yard line. And back out there, quarterback is Canyon Green. So Green in the shotgun. He's going to hand it right side to another running back, and Riverton trying to wrap him up. It'll be close to a first down. Looks like about a yard short for Rawlins at the 13-yard line. Tackle on the play by the big linemen and linebackers coming up for Riverton. So 4th and 1, and this is a big down for the Wolverine defense. Green back out in the gun. You know they're going to probably run the ball here as Green trying to hard count Riverton. 4 receivers in the set, 1 back, and now they look toward the sidelines for a play. He'll look at his armband, and now 2 backs back in the set for Green. Green gets the handoff. They'll hand it left side. It's going to be a first down for Rawlins. Running the ball that time, number 26, Ezra Archuleta, a freshman running back.
Nice little hole that time, Cody, on the left side of the line.
Now this Wildcat set coming out, throwing Riverton a little bit off whack is Rawlins. Well, they've been unable really to run the ball this season, and so far taking advantage of Riverton miscues and actually having better field position for most of this first half than Riverton. Here's Green. He'll hand off inside. Now breaking it outside is Rawlins, and then quickly running him down is Nathan Hutchison. That run on the play by Dean Henson.
Great job by Hutch. Still on the edge that time. Almost looked like he was going to get to the edge and maybe get close to the end zone.
1 yard gain on the play by Henson. It is going to be 2nd and 9. They can get a first down at about the Riverton 1 yard line. So here's Green out. Not much of a danger to pass the ball here as Allard, the 2nd string quarterback. Here's a pass left side, going to be dropped on the play. It was going to be a little wide receiver screen, and dropping the ball was senior Alan Forellis.
He was just looking downfield before he caught it.
Might have heard some footsteps, but Forellis, one of the senior receivers on this Rawlins team, one of the better receivers that they've got. Again, Rawlins quarterback Ryan Flack not playing today. He was injured in practice this week, and so we saw Allard coming out as the quarterback. And for this series, it's been all junior Canyon Green. And Green's still out there as the quarterback. They've been on run on this drive, and Green will take off and running him down in the backfield and forcing the fumble. Jared Lucas picking up the ball is Caden Smith, and it'll be a Riverton turnover. Just what the doctor ordered, as it's going to be Riverton ball, 1st and 10, I believe, at the 29-yard line. So good stop by the Riverton defense.
Great pay by Lucas that time. Just no place for the quarterback to go, and drug him down and fumbled it, and that was about a footstep away from maybe a long run.
Boy, you're not a kidding, Brett. Big play by the defensive end. And now out playing right tackle. Riverton, 4 receivers in the set. They'll hand it straight up the middle. Trenton Hyatt, nothing fancy. Going low and getting his ankles is JT Ice, I believe, on that play. So Rawlins doing a good job tackling here early in this ball game, Brett.
Well, their numbers are a little bit tough to read from up here as it's getting darker, but
JC Ice with that tackle officially. Out, DeVries, hands straight ahead to Hyatt. He'll bust it left side. Now he's in the open, over the 40, and he'll be tackled and brought down on the play at the 45-yard line. First down, Riverton. It was a matter of time before Hyatt broke one off, and he got off that left tackle that time, right behind Caden Smith.
And he kind of came out of the pile stumbling a little bit, or that thing could have went.
Gain on the play of about 14 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 Riverton at their own 44-yard line. DeVries behind center. He'll throw across the middle, nearly picked off as Dale turned one way. And coming in on defense with the pass breakup is Mario Guerrero, a senior defensive back for Rawlins.
And DeVries might have got away with one there, because that could have been a pick 6 going the other way.
Yeah, it would have been a pick 6 as there was nobody between Guerrero and the end zone. So Riverton back out, 2nd and 10. DeVries under center will fake it left up the middle. Big hole. Trayton Hyatt busts it for about 12 yards.
That was a bus hole, Cody. Wow.
I believe I could have driven my Toyota truck through that hole. It'll be a first down for the Wolverines.
I've seen you drive. I don't know if you could have got it through there.
Well, it was kind of hard to drive coming down here today because Rusty was being extremely distracting, eating all of her snacks. First down, 10, Riverton at the Rawlins 45. This drive started at about the 28. Here's Hyatt, spin move, and he'll be thrown down. Another fumble, and Rawlins, I believe, recovers that fumble. They do. First down, Outlaws. Already the 5th fumble of this first half by the Riverton Wolverines. So Rawlins will take over 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Well, I was about to say before we realized it was on the ground, that was a dangerous spin because that kid, as he come out of the spin, he just got cold-cocked, and that's usually when you drop the ball, and he did.
So 4 fumbles and a muffed punt for Riverton in this first half. No score on the Taco John scoreboard. 7:44 to play first half. It'll be Rawlins football. 1st and 10 on their own 43. Canyon Green back out, playing quarterback for the Outlaws. He'll receive it in the gun, take off running left side, and be swallowed up by Caden Smith. Big tackle by the defensive tackle. Caden Smith, a loss of, I believe, 3 yards on the play. They're going to say 2 yards on the play where he first made contact. Ryland Kane going to go out, take a break. Gabe Higgins going to come into the center of that Riverton defensive line. So not sure if this Wildcat formation will continue to work like it did on that last drive for Rawlins, but Green's still the quarterback for this Rawlins team. They'll come out 2 receivers, one on each, actually 3 receivers set, 2 on the close to us, 1 on the other side. Green, two backs on each side. He'll hand off up the middle, and a good hole and a quick run into the middle of that Riverton defense. And Garrett Popkis with that tackle for Riverton, but not after, he gained about 10 yards on the play, Brett. 3rd and 4 for Rawlins.
That was a nice little hole there, and then, again, it was off that left side of their offensive line, so they might have found something.
Just a quick burst through the line by Dean Henson. And the speedy little back got past the first level of the Riverton defense. Here's Green out in the pistol. And as he barks out orders, 3 receivers in the set, right up the middle again. And a first down rushing the ball for Henson. Riverton coaches out barking orders on the field, but first down for the Outlaws. They're going to be at the Riverton 46 as a quick-moving first half inside 6 minutes rolls.
It's been an interesting first half so far, Cody, because they're a predominantly passing team, and I know that with their starter out before the game is going to make a difference, but they really haven't thrown the ball much, and maybe they're looking at the stats on Riverton with our defense. So
1 pass so far in this game for the Rawlins Outlaws. It was incomplete. Green back out in the shotgun. He'll give it left side to Henson, and he'll be swallowed up on the play by Riverton defenders. First grab by Caden Gantenbein, and then Garrett Popkis finishes it up. So good interior rush that time by the Riverton defense. And it'll be no gain, 2nd and 10 for Rawlins. Good Riverton crowd in attendance, and if you're over there listening to this game online, hey, pat yourself on the back and hope you've got enough blankets to make it through this one.
Well, with it being cold, they're certainly not socially distancing over there, but just to point that out.
We are getting some shadowing. Yeah, you noticed that. I didn't. We are getting some shadowing here as we're shooting through glass inside this press box. And we're going to get a timeout called by Rawlins. Hey, we'll go to a break. This is Riverton football. No score from Outlaw Stadium on a Friday night in late October.
Porter's Mountain View
Supply is proud to support local high school sports teams for home heating, outdoor grilling, and barbecue, along with the best in spas and hot tubs. See Porter's Mountain View Supply, your locally owned dealer, for top brands like Hearthstone, Quadrifire, and Blaze King stoves, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Green Mountain Grills, Free Flow and Sundance Spas, along with service after the sale. Call Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton at 856-6993. Porter's.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit nreca.org.
Rawlins comes back, completes a pass, and that pass to Dean Henson, who Dean seeing increased emphasis coming the ball coming his way. He's rushed the ball 3 times for about 16 yards, and that was the first completion of the game for Rawlins. 3rd down, 6 yards to go at the Wolverine 42 for the Rawlins Outlaws. No score here from Outlaws Stadium in Rawlins. Rawlins played a tough game last week in the first half against Lander. Here's Henson. He'll run left side. He'll be stacked up on the play. Caleb Smith again making a big tackle. It'll be 4th down after a 1-yard gain by Henson. Wolverine defense, on a night like this, Eric, as Rawlins comes out to punt, this is what the clog-it-up defender loves on a night like this.
Yes, and thank you, Ernie, for kicking it over to me. But
Ernie?
Well, you called me Eric, so you're Ernie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's it.
Rollins punt going to go downfield. They're going to get away from it as it moves toward the 10-yard line. Excellent punt as it's going to go to the 10-yard line, about 26 yards on the punt. Riverton will get the ball. 3:27 to play in this first half. No score on the Taco John scoreboard. We're going to go to halftime as we wind down here, and we'll get some scores. We'll get you caught up on what's going around Wyoming. We'll talk about the second half, keys to the second half from Brett Watson. And, Riverton so far not getting much offense going as the Wolverines come out in a 3-receiver set. Hyatt back behind Damon DeVries. Already Riverton with 5 fumbles in this game. Here's Hyatt straight up the middle. He'll be wrestled to the turf after a 2-yard gain on the play.
Rawlins' defense is doing a pretty good job of stacking up the middle. You got to wonder if we're maybe going to hit something to the outside or maybe throw those slant passes have been open all year.
They gave him 3 yards on that gain, so 2nd and 7 for Riverton. 3 receivers in the set. And in motion goes Brown. Pass left side to Lucas Engel. He'll drop the football. And it was right in his hands. So 3rd down 7 for the Riverton Wolverines.
That might have been a good thing, Cody, because I think he just saved a 3-year-old loss into a no gain.
So 3rd down as we get enthusiasm coming from the PA announcer. I like it. It's Friday night. 3rd and 7 for Riverton at the 18-yard line. DeVries under center. He'll fade to pass. Look left. Throw it deep.
He's there.
Engel's running. He catches it. He's on the run. He's going to go. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Wolverines.
85.
That pass, 85 yards, Brett?
About 82.
82-yard pass play for the first touchdown of the game at the 2:41 mark of the second quarter. Damon DeVries hits a sprinting Lucas Engel. 82-yard touchdown pass. So Riverton, it's amazing how quickly you can get well on a play like that. That was just a sprint, beautiful pass as Tanner Johnson comes out to kick the PAT. 6-0 Riverton. They'll line it up here as Johnson gets ready to kick it. And the ball is fumbled. Johnson going to be tackled short. So it's going to be 6-0. Let's take a break. 2:41 to go in the first half. You're listening to Wolverine Football, streamed live on WyoToday.com and online on the radio, 93.9 FM.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
We do have some scores coming in. Final score today, it was Lander 38, Buffalo 14. That was a 1 p.m. kickoff. Second quarter score coming in from Jackson. Number 2, Cody 7. Number 1, Jackson 0. Star Valley in the second quarter, 6-0 over Green River. That's a winner-take-all to the playoff game. First quarter, no score, Powell at Evanston. Worland, Douglas, no score in that one. So upset brewing in Jackson. Here's Tanner Johnson. He'll kick it deep. 4 receivers back for Rawlins. They'll do the old star return and coming left side. You can thank Jeremy Slack for that one, as Henson going to be chased around the field. He'll break it out left side, and he's to the 40 and upwards near the 50 as Tanner Johnson will pull him down. The star return, well, it doesn't really work, but Henson, he just was a little shifty guy. He runs over toward the Rawlins sideline, then broke it back.
Well, that was just more about just poor tackling.
He
was tackled over here several times, and as you know with kickoffs, once you get to an edge and everybody's committed to where the runner's at, that can get ugly.
So Tanner Johnson, the Riverton kicker, forced to make that tackle on the play, and they'll call Henson down at the 47-yard line. And nothing fancy. They instituted the old star return. Henson went right. Some missed tackles. He went left. And a good return. So Green out in the shotgun. 4 receivers in the set. And in motion is a Rawlins outlaw. Green going to throw right side. Caught and through the line. It's going to be a nice gain as Hayden Brown tackles Jaron Mascarenas, a junior wide receiver, but not before there isn't a gain of about 7 yards. Second down and 3 now inside Riverton territory. Clock 2:15 to play first half. It's a 6-0 lead for the Riverton Wolverines.
Oh, we got a flag down there too, Cody. Surely they're not calling unnecessary roughness.
I believe they are.
And that's what it is.
Hayden Brown,
face
they're going to say, 15-yard face mask. So that penalty is going to hurt. That's going to be the second penalty on Riverton for 25 yards in the ball game. Actually, the first penalty for 15 yards. Rawlins with 1 penalty for 10 yards. And that'll move Rawlins now down to the Riverton 32-yard line. As Green in the shotgun. Henson to his right. Green will throw it long up in the air. It would have been picked by Blake Dale, but the ball just a bit over his head on the play.
Yeah, if he'd have taken a better break on that, he'd have picked that. But, of course, you're defending.
Well, that's the first time the Rawlins offense has thrown the ball deep, as Canyon Green has come on for Mitchell Allard.
But if you're the Rawlins coach, you got to feel pretty good about your future quarterback. Kid comes in with probably very few reps, and he's actually done a reputable job the first half.
Yeah, Green listed in the program as a wide receiver defensive back. Second down 10 for Rawlins. As Green comes in the pistol, flanked by 2 running backs, 3 receivers in the set. He'll hand it off inside. Good run by Henson. And he'll be wrestled down by 3 Wolverines, led by Keaton Gantenbein on the play. Along with Hayden Brown, we got a Flag out on the play as the receivers or the referees get together. Officials, they're all bundled up. Face masks, ears covered.
You got a flag outside of the formation. It almost looks like it'd be something illegal formation, but they're sure talking about it a lot.
That was nothing but a basic runoff right tackle that time for Henson. And now the receiver's going to walk back toward the left side of the field. And we'll see what the call is. We're going to get face mask, personal foul face mask on Rawlins. So quickly it's going to become 2nd and 25 on the play.
A call you don't see much of.
So 2 penalties for 25 yards on Rawlins in this first half. That's a big penalty for the Riverton defense. As now Rawlins going to come out 2nd and about 26 as the clock winds inside 2 minutes, 1:50 to play. Green out in the shotgun. He'll fade to pass. Lots of time. He'll throw it as far as he can, let it go down the middle, and it's incomplete.
Boy, I thought that was caught. Don't know where the ball went.
There was Riverton defenders all around, 3 receivers for Rawlins. And the ball just fell incomplete in the middle of all 6. So 3rd down, 26 yards to go, and Green threw the ball about as far as he can throw it. It was about 22, 23 yards down the field. And he had a lot of time to set up the play.
Boy, he did have a lot of time. And I know he's a new starter, but you can't give anybody that much time back there.
1:38 to play, first half, 3rd, 26 yards to go. Green back in the shotgun. 3 receivers in the set, and we'll get a whistle and maybe a delay of game on Rawlins. They're moving backwards. That time the clock just ran out. So 3rd penalty, 2nd on this drive.
Not the penalty you want to see with minute 38 left before half.
No.
When you're trying to score.
That'll be now 3rd and 31 for Rawlins. Back inside Rawlins territory at the 49. Decent crowd here. They've seen plenty of miscues each way. And Green now in the shotgun. Receiver in motion. He'll get the ball on the little jet sweep. And then he'll bounce off a couple of Riverton tacklers. And Brandon Couch finally brings him down after a gain of about 5 yards. Riverton will take a quick timeout with 1:28 to play, and we'll take a break. This is Wolverine football on 93.9 KTAK.
Debated. Taco or quesadilla? Now, Taco John's has finally found the answer. Both. Introducing the Chicken Quesadilla Taco. A taco made with a cheesy quesadilla shell filled with grilled all-white meat chicken and chipotle sauce. And now you can get 2 of them for just $5. History and tacos made. Taco John's. From ching! Bigger, bolder, better.
Welcome back, Outlaw Stadium, Friday Night Football on KTAK. We're streaming live, WyoToday.com. 4th and about 21 for Rawlins with 1:28 to play after a Riverton timeout. Wolverines going to try to get something going here on their final possession of the first half. Punt going to be delivered short. Everybody running away from it, and it rolls out of bounds. We'll see where.
Look like about the 28.
Oh, here we go. He's walking
29.
up.
Keep walking. 28.
So 28-yard line, a 23-yard punt on the play for Rawlins. It'll be Riverton football with 1:23 to play first half.
So you'd think that DeVries would dust off the arm here, and we could see a little bit of aerial show here for the last minute and 23 seconds.
Hand warmers behind him. He's got his hands in there. And you're going to see the Riverton running game without a doubt. Riverton I don't believe they've used a timeout in this first. Yeah, they've used one. They used one to stop the clock. So DeVries under center. 3 receivers in the pattern. 4 receivers, excuse me. DeVries, they look to throw it back. He breaks through the line, and he's going to get a first down on the play as nobody was open, or things were closing up pretty quick. And coming along for the tackle, Eric Martinez, a junior defensive lineman for Rawlins. Riverton timeout. We'll go with it. This is Wolverine Football on KTAK, streaming live at wyotoday.com.
It's back. Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West, the Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-thru hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-thru in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
Stuck in my head. Whoop.
Welcome back, Allstate Stadium. Brett Watson, Cody Beers, Rusty Wirtz. Hey, we're having a party here inside the press box. We apologize for any glare you're getting.
I'm kind of like Biden. I just don't understand a hot mic sometimes, and so please excuse me.
Okay, we're not going to get political with this broadcast. DeVries back, 4 receivers in the set. He'll throw right side, completes to Blake Dale. That'll gain about 9 yards on the play. Wolverine's going to have to get to the line quickly as the clock 1:04 and running. 2nd down and 1 at the 47-yard line. DeVries under center. He'll fade to pass. 4 receivers looking to throw it long. He delivers it. Lucas Engel running. And he's going to get interfered with as the ball was way short, Brett, but Engel got tied up with Canyon Green, who was offering defense, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Well, in high school, I believe the rule is it's catchability of the ball does not factor into it, and I think the kid would have been all right, but he grabbed his arm as the ball approached, which that's a no-no.
Yeah, Engel had gained a step on Canyon Green, and so we're going to see if that ball was, it is going to move 15 yards, I believe, as that'll be another penalty.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and now they're going to say
against us
a penalty on Riverton. Offensive pass interference.
Sometimes when you're fighting off a defender, it looks like pot.
Oh, my.
I don't know.
Well, that one's going to go against Riverton. We already had them moving toward a touchdown. 4th penalty now for 40 yards on Riverton, and those penalties actually 2nd penalty for 25 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 15. DeVries back deep. He'll run left side and get knocked down. Fumbled. Rawlins picks it up. They're heading toward the goal line. Trayton Hyatt saves a touchdown as coming up with that fumble, number 84, Chris Johnson, a linebacker for Rawlins, and that play just backfires as DeVries tried to get through that pass rush and he lost the ball. That's the 5th fumble in this first half for Riverton. They've lost 3. And on the other side, Rawlins going to get a chance to score as now the ball inside the Riverton 10-yard line. And they still haven't moved the sticks, Brett, so I think
I don't know what they're changing balls, so
looks like it's going to be Rawlins' ball on about the 7-yard line. So Rawlins with a chance here with 38 seconds to play in this first half.
And looked like there was a penalty against Riverton that was declined. That's why they didn't move it.
Okay.
Looked like maybe a hold or something. I missed the first part of the signal.
So Riverton's offense malfunctions, and that was a big fumble return by Chris Johnson of Rawlins. And so now 1st and goal for Rawlins at the Riverton 7. 38 seconds to play, first half. Not a pretty game by a stretch here at the Outlaw Stadium for the Riverton Wolverines. Here's Canyon Green in the pistol. Rawlins with 4 receivers in the set, 2 to each side. Green going to fade to pass. He'll throw it wide open receiver, and Green just delivers it over him and out of bounds. wide open that time, junior Jaron Mascarenas. And the closest Riverton Wolverine was Blake Dale. 2nd down, 7 at the Riverton 7. 34 seconds to play in this first half. Riverton leads it 6-0 on the Taco John scoreboard.
We've got a man up here, Cody. I don't think you want to give Rawlins a touchdown and a possible lead going into halftime, because, like I said, this is a team you just don't want them to hang around a long time.
Well, Rawlins deferred, and so they'll get the ball to open the second half against Wolverines. Green out in the set, 4 receivers in the set. He's in the gun. He'll throw it right side toward the end zone and deliver it high over the outstretched hands of his receiver, Elijah Kern. So now 3rd and goal from the 7. 30 seconds to play. Plenty of time. Wolverines looking to slow down the Rawlins Outlaws. So one big play for Riverton has translated to a 6-0 lead. Here, 30 seconds to go first half, and the rest of the time, it's been miscues, turnovers, and some big penalties. Both sides of the ball. Here's Green out in the shotgun. 2 receivers behind him. He'll hand off inside. Caden Smith, Garrett Popkis will bottle up the runner, Dean Henson. And we'll get a timeout by Rawlins as moving. Let's see where they place the ball. Looks like it's going to stay at about the 7-yard line. We got a timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second break. This is Wolverine football on KTAK.
You want to change the look of your home, but you don't have money for siding right now. It's too late for painting outside. Here's a solution. A new entry door by Wadena Millwork. Hi, this is Chuck Parmley with Overhead Door Company of Riverton and Lander. Save 10% in October on Wadena Millwork entry doors in steel, fiberglass, or traditional wood. These handsome doors are energy efficient, secure, and nearly maintenance-free. See the complete line at Overhead Door, 600 East Main in Riverton, or call 856-DOOR.
Welcome back, Outlaw Stadium. Cody Beers, Rusty Wirtz, Brett Watson.
This could be a kind of a big play in the game here, Cody. You got a Rawlins team that's trying to get a win. You got a Riverton team trying to get a 3rd seed, and we're letting them stick around, and they score here. We're back to starting over.
4th and 7, Canyon Green in the shotgun. He's going to pass it, rolls right side, and he delivers the ball over the outstretched hands of his receiver. And Riverton will take over on downs. And, man, I hate to say it, Brett, but that receiver was wide open on the play.
And actually, the last 3 plays, Cody, is the inexperience of quarterback showed. A good pass on any of the 3 would have been a reception.
Rawlins playing without their starter at quarterback tonight, Ryan Flack, who was hurt this week during practice, as Brett's saying. And Riverton will have the football. 18 seconds to play in this first half. Nothing fancy as Damon DeVries just runs the ball right up the middle. And a good gain on the play of about 7, 8, almost 10 yards.
And then they fumbled it again.
We'll get a timeout on the play. I believe Riverton recovered that fumble. Not sure what's going on out there. Maybe they need to switch, go to get another football off the bus. So 2nd down for Riverton, and the clock's going to run out. We're halfway through this game, 6-0 Riverton. Hey, we're going to come back in a few minutes with the halftime show here on KTAK. We're streaming live at wyotoday.com. This is Riverton football all night long, all season long on the Wind River Radio Network.
It's back. Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West, the Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-thru hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-thru in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
If your plan involves a party, it's your responsibility to plan for a safe and sober ride home. A DWI is a serious crime with serious consequences. This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. If you get busted, you may lose your license, pay thousands of dollars in court costs, legal fees, and higher insurance rates. Make sure your last call is a safe one. Order up a sober ride. And please, don't drink and drive.
Hey folks, this is Rusty here with KTAK, Wyoming's Big Country, and WYO today. I know you haven't heard me yet. I'm the one running the camera up here. We're actually going to watch the marching band for a little bit. Someone's going to laugh, because I was a marching band kid once upon a time. Brett might laugh, actually. No, you're not going to laugh at me?
You cut my mic
I
off,
didn't even
so.
turn him on. I was like, nope, not doing it. What do you know about marching band, Brett?
They march.
They march.
And they make a lot of noise.
You have to be really, really in tune with your body to be able to do that. Is that a football player running out there?
Okay.
That makes me super happy. Check those folks out.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah, they're awesome. We used to have a tuba player from Lander that would do that.
We got 2 of them coming out.
So, folks, the reason we're not going over stats is Cody has eloped. Is that right? He decided to check on out?
Yes, he had company come in from Laramie.
What the heck?
His son Baylor, and he just waved on the way out the door. So we're hoping he comes back for the second half. But
if not, you're stuck with 2 color guys. This is going to be great.
The problem is to set the stage here. Keeping stats tonight has been a little difficult. If you go out on WOW today, I took a picture of the spacious press box here, which is gorgeous. And they stuck 3 of us in this little cubby hole. Everybody else around us is sitting in recliners. They got meat and cheese platters. They're all spread out. We're kind of crammed in here with a camera, computer, electronic board, and Cody is actually pacing behind me. He's making me nervous.
You know, and actually it looks like they're doing senior night as well. So if you're wondering.
He said they did senior night earlier this year.
Huh. Well, they're walking out with parents, so maybe they're doing it twice?
It could be a band thing. I don't know.
Maybe it's a band thing. I don't know. We were talking, I guess.
So, yeah, Cody went next cubby hole to see if he can get some stats offensively. I've tried to keep some defensive stats here. Rawlins, Riverton Smith is having a big game. I've got him down for 4 assists and 3 unassisted as far as Riverton's defense. Ryland Kane's got 3 assists, tackles. Vincent has had a couple unassisted and an assist tackle. A little bit of everybody's got involved on the Riverton side. Laramie, where did I get that? Rawlins, on the other hand, the ice kid, the big 160-pound kid, is having a huge night. I've got him down for 5 assists and 1 unassisted, and so he's kind of leading the Rawlins defense, and it's primarily Riverton still trying to punch in the middle, and that's where that big 160-pound kid's at. So he's actually having a good night.
Some offensive stats, Brett, in the first half. Rawlins Green, 2 of 10 passing for 11 yards. They've carried the ball 16 carries for 13 yards in the first half. For Riverton, Damon DeVries, 4 of 7 passing for 101 yards. Lucas Engel, 1 catch, 82 yards, and that score with 2:41 to play in the second quarter. Riverton offensively rushing the ball 23 times for 96 yards in the first half. Riverton had rushed 16 times for 48 yards in the first quarter, so starting to open up the rushing offense a little bit in that second quarter. Trayton Hyatt with 12 carries in the first half. Damon DeVries with 8 carries. Blake Dale with 2 carries in the first half. Penalty-wise, Riverton with 2 penalties for 25 yards, and Rawlins 3 penalties for 30 yards. It was a game of mishaps as Riverton lost 5 turnovers in the first half. Fumbles, it was hard to hold on to the football. We had a muffed punt. Rawlins lost a fumble in the first half. We've got a big score in, Brett, as they go to halftime in Jackson. And it looks like Cody just took a 28-0 lead at the end of the first half over the number 1 ranked Jackson. And that game being played in Jackson tonight. I'm not sure if it's 27-0 or 28-0, Pat, but Pat Patterson bringing us that score. What a game! And
that's an
if that one bears
shocker.
out, Riverton going to have to make a trip to Jackson next week to play the Jackson Bronx in the first round of the playoffs. And so we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll get some scores in a couple minutes. This is the halftime show on the Riverton Radio Network and streamed live at WyoToday.com.
Whoa, Travis, how much stuff do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl.
What? I've got my rifle, my 1 change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all of that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober, be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Hey, no alcohol while we're hunting.
It's just 1 beer during lunch.
Pour it out or finish it and be done for the day.
But
I've seen you shoot. You have a hard enough time hitting the target without a beer.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies hunt sober, be safe, be smart, and a good example to the young hunters in your group. They're watching you. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program. When it comes to protecting what matters most, it makes sense to choose an insurance agent who lives in Fremont County. Your local Allstate agent, Bill Brown, knows the ins and outs of both owning and protecting your home. Call Bill today for a free quote at 856-6573.
Are you buckled up? You better be. It's the law. Police officers and highway troopers can stop and ticket you for not wearing your seatbelt. This is Cody Bears with WYDOT. Keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe. Speak up and insist that everyone is belted inside your vehicle. In a crash, an unbelted person can slam into and injure others in your vehicle. Remember, buckle up for life, Wyoming. Hey, welcome back. This is the Premier Bone and Joint halftime show. We're at Outlaws Stadium in Rawlins, 6-0 Riverton lead after the first half of play. Hey, we're going to go to Brett Watson. He'll get us some scoring updates. The big one coming in, Brett, in Class 3A. Number 2, Cody, at number 1, Jackson. What's that score?
You know, I still have it down here. You just heard from Pat Patterson that Cody went up 28-0 at halftime, and I just wouldn't have ever guessed that. And that is in Jackson. So, you know, I've seen Riverton play all 3 of them. I thought Jackson was the real deal. Cody, I thought they were young, but maybe they're getting it together as the season ends. But
loser of that game plays Riverton next week as the number 2 seed. So right now, at least at halftime, looks like we're heading over. We'll see the Tetons and the Jackson Bronx.
So I'm just trying to figure out, if I'm working the sideline, just what kind of beaver pelts and buffalo pelts I'll need to wear for that baby, because it could be cold over there.
Well, we'll get you. I know a guy that's got a 5-point set of antlers you can wear, and we'll try to fit the headphones on over them.
Yeah, but it's still hunting season up around there, so
yes, it is.
Don't want a big-bodied guy with antlers on up there with a lot of fluorescent orange. It could turn out ugly. So.
Oh boy, let's get some scores.
Here's some scores in 4A. Second quarter score: number 4 Cheyenne Central 22, Laramie 3. Second quarter, number 1 East at Rock Springs, number 3. They're up 14-3 or 14-7 in a game nobody cares about. KW is up 16 over Campbell County, and you got to feel sorry for Campbell County.
Do we? I don't know.
Well, these are kids that are taking the punishment for years of abuse of the rest of the state from Campbell County.
That's true.
Anyway, halftime score. Here's kind of a shocker. Number 5 Sheridan 14. Number 2 Thunder Basin, the new Campbell County. Ahead of them 14-0, and of course we give you this score earlier. Lander kept rolling at 38-14 over Buffalo. Cody, they still haven't updated the score, but as you heard, 28-0 over Jackson in Jackson. Here's an interesting score: number 4 Star Valley, 12-3 over Green River at Green River.
Winner of that game goes to the playoffs. Loser, they're done for the year.
And they got number 3 Powell at Evanston, no score on that. That's so in first half there should be a score at some point. Warland at number 5 Douglas, no score on that. Jump down to 2A, final score Tongue River 21, Glenrock 8. Final score Big Piney 41, Kemmer 7. Here's an interesting one in 2A. Second-ranked Lyman beat Mountain View, number 1, 21-15, and those schools are like 10 miles apart, are they not?
They are, and that's where Eric Pauly cut his teeth on play-by-play. Yeah, right.
What do they just barricade one of the towns up at this point when they lose a big game like that? I don't know. Third quarter, Thermopolis is up on Pinedale 32-zip.
That game over on 101.7 KDNO.
Second quarter score, here's an interesting one. Third-ranked Sundance Upton 7, number 5 Bighorn 0. First half Cokeville at number 5 Level, no score. Second quarter Wheatland 16, Newcastle 6. And of course Torrington Burns was canceled. 1A 9-man, third quarter Grable over Lingle Fort Laramie 22-21. That's a good game. At halftime, Shoshone 21-0 over Riverside, and that's a big game. Implicates Wind River. You wonder if Wind River's over there screaming and yelling on the sideline.
That game on KFCW, Ernie over.
Fourth quarter, number 3 Lusk 40, number 5 Saratoga 22. And a halftime score, Pine Bluffs 28, Moorcroft 6. First quarter score with Southeast and Bright, no score in yet. And then we have basketball on grass, 1A 6-man football, number 4 KC 66, Hannah Elk Mountain 0. Hewlett 1, normative services 0. Yeah.
Forfeit for Hewlett in that game.
Then the rest of the games in the 6-man thing looks like they're all going to be tomorrow. So.
Yeah, DuBois plays tomorrow on the road
at
10 sleep, 2 o'clock. So those are your Fremont County scores. The big one tonight, Cody 28, Jackson 0 at half. And loser of that game will face, in all likelihood, Riverton next week. Right now it looks like it's going to be in Jackson. So we could be making the trip to Jackson, another small press box area, Rusty. And
I need to get with Paulie next week because I need to renegotiate my contract, definitely, because Jackson is the real deal, and it's going to be cold up there.
This broadcast tonight dedicated to Emmerich Jean Pauly, who came into the world this week, 6 pounds. Congratulations to Kate and Eric on the birth of their first child, and that's why we're a little bit ragtag tonight, but we're having a blast, and we're going to take a break. This is the Rawlins Outlaws band playing, and we'll be back a few minutes, and we'll listen to more of the band. We got about 6.5 minutes to go to second half of play. This is Riverton Wolverine football on KTAK.
Bailey's Enterprises is a proud sponsor of Riverton Wolverines football. For over 50 years, Bailey's has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service and to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey, go Wolverines.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
We are building a stronger, safer CWC. Your health is our top priority. If you're coming to the CWC campus, please wear a mask and go online and fill out the daily wellness screening form at healthy.cwc.edu. Wear a mask when you arrive on campus. Find a health screening station in the Health Science Building or the Arts Center Theater. Check your temperature and you're on your way. Again, to fill out the daily wellness form, go to healthy.cwc.edu and we'll see you on campus.
Well, welcome back to Wolverine football on KTAK. We're up in the press box. We had a visitor come in, former tough Wolverine kid, Baylor Beers. So you made the trip over from Laramie. How's the weather over there?
Very cold today. It snowed last night, and
Was not prepared for this game. Not nearly as windy in Laramie as it is in Rawlins.
Well, I see all that growth on your chin. You look like you're ready for winter. You throw a coonskin cap on you. You're a trapper guy looking guy. So so you're just gonna come over and watch the game and then head back over tonight, or?
I think so. Yeah, maybe get a bite to eat with the old man here, and
Well, rumor has it, Cody said something about you were buying dinner after you had a good place to eat here, and it was going to buy dinner, and Rusty and I are all for it, so said we could pick the place, and
that seems a little weird. I remember the other way around when we had this conversation. But
well, it's good to have you over here. You've kind of watched a little bit of it. What do you see as the keys to the half for the Wolverines second half?
I think first and foremost they got to limit the turnovers. I think they had 3 in the first half, or 5 actually, and obviously you can't win a football game if you don't have the ball, and when you're driving down the field, that's a real momentum killer, is when you let the ball go.
And that's become a redundant thing all year long. We've talked about penalties and turnovers for the Wolverines, and once again tonight we've had 6 fumbles. We've lost 3 of them, but it's good to have you up here. It's not that it's already crowded enough in here. I'm actually sweating in this, 40 degrees in here because we're just compacted in here. We should probably have masks on, but we do have masks on. We're all family. Yeah. But anyway, good to have you over here. We're pointing around here.
Drive now, text later.
Create your own sunshine.
Buckle up, tough guy. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Seatbelts keep you hanging in there.
Don't leave your life on the road.
Don't regret the past, just learn from it.
Superheroes, buckle up.
It's better to buckle up than sorry. You are enough.
Don't leave your life on the road.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Wherever you are, wherever you're going, buckle up. Take care of each other on our highways, on the Wind River Reservation, and everywhere else.
Whoa, Travis, how much do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl, and I only have 1 bag.
What? I've got my rifle, my 1 change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober, be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Hunting season is here, and that means the Wind River Radio Network and WyoToday.com's Big Bull Contest is back. All you have to do is have a valid elk tag for this year and live in Fremont, Hot Springs, or Washakie County, and you're in. Starting October 1st, bring your legally harvested bull to the Wind River Radio Network's office at 603 East Pershing. Our team will measure it, and then you're in the running for the biggest bull. There's men's, women's, and children's divisions with thousands of dollars in prizes. For more information, visit WyoToday.com.
Welcome back to Outlaw Stadium, and Rusty, I just got a question in. How can people stream this game tonight? They're saying they're going to the link at WyoToday.com, and when you click on the link, it goes right back to the home page. One way to do it is to go on YouTube and type in Wyo Today, and it's live, and you'll see the Riverton Rawlins broadcast. So go there. Hey, we have brought you video all year, and it's a product of the great sponsors of Riverton football. We're learning as we go along. Eric Pauly decided to make the move, and we're proud to be bringing you these broadcasts both on 93.9 FM and live streamed at WyoToday.com. So go to YouTube, type in Wyo Today, and then go to the live broadcast that you find when the search comes up. We're a 6-0 ball game here at Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins, and both teams out. Rawlins going to receive the second half kickoff, Brett. And hey, give us your keys to the game. Riverton battling turnovers throughout this first half. Got one big play from Damon DeVries and Lucas Engel to take that 6-0 lead.
Well, it's a common theme, like Baylor and I talked, turnovers, we've got to eliminate them. We just got to eliminate them. They're stopping drives. But, maybe a key to the game second half is Riverton opens up and starts throwing the ball a little bit. Rawlins has done a pretty admirable job plugging up the middle, and we've got some real weapons. And, we've talked about that slant pass all year long has been open, and if DeVries can hit a couple of those guys, if nothing more, it's going to loosen up the Rawlins defense in the second half.
Now, Riverton rushed the ball 23 times for 96 yards in the first half. Hyatt with 12 carries, Damon DeVries with 8. Those 5 turnovers were big, but Damon DeVries hit Lucas Engel on that 82-yard touchdown pass at the 2:41 mark of the first half for Riverton's 6-0 lead. They had a bad snap on the extra point. It's 6-0 as we get ready to go. Tanner Johnson out lining up, and Riverton going to kick it deep to Rawlins. We're seeing something out of the pass tonight from Rawlins as they line up in the star. Return that was made familiar to Riverton fans through the years by former coach Don Julian.
That was actually the brainchild of Travis McIntosh.
Okay.
Former Jefferson City Longhorn, by the way.
Hey, congratulations, Coach McIntosh. This is Jeffrey City night from Rawlins as we got Brett Watson on the color. Brett, who once rode his bike all the way from the east end of Jeffrey City to the west end without falling off in the high winds. And
the wind was to my back, though.
It was. All right. Hey, if you're a Riverton fan and you can hear this broadcast, please turn off your headlights. There's about 5 or 6 cars over on the east side as Tanner Johnson lines it up. And we're about ready to get underway in this second half. Riverton leads it 6-0 on an 82-yard hookup from Damon DeVries to Lucas Engel. The rest of the game, well, there's just been plenty of mistakes each way. Here's the kick from Johnson. It'll go deep into that star as they return it, and Henson will fumble the ball. He'll dance around in the backfield and break through the Riverton defense. He's up over the 30, now the 40 and 50, down to the 40, and he'll get wrestled down at about the 27-yard line by Tanner Johnson. A great move there by Henson, and Riverton defenders just standing.
And I think we're going to block in the back, Cody, on about the 32, and it was actually behind the runners, if that's what it is. So
okay, so
there's a boneheaded play.
Flag on the play, and they're going to say it's going to go possibly on Riverton. Nope, they're calling them back, so we'll see where that ball ends up. Looks like it's going to end up on about the 28-yard line for the Rawlins Outlaws. But a big return by Henson, nullified by the penalty. And it'll be Rawlins football. We'll see where they mark it.
That's interesting, Cody, because in the Star Valley Riverton game, one of the plays out of the Star, and they actually played it in that game, was a fumble-rooski type play.
So the penalty gives a re-kick option to Riverton.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
And I'm not sure what happened, but Riverton said, no, we're not going to take the penalty, and they're going to re-kick. So that's a break for the Wolverines, and well, maybe they're a little warmer after that sprint to the other end and then chasing Henson back the other way. Here's Tanner Johnson from the 40, and he'll kick it deep into that Star. It's going to go through the end zone and out of bounds. So that went out in Riverton's favor to open the second half.
Well, that was interesting. I've never seen, because they called a holding and it was at the end of the run. I've never seen where you have the option to re-kick the football.
Well, it happened, and it's going to be...
I mean, I'm not complaining because, like you said, it did work in our favor.
It's going to be Riverton ball, 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. So second half underway, 11:43 to play. And out in the shotgun is going to be Canyon Green. 2 backs flanked on each side, 3 receivers in the set. And the handoff straight up the middle, and a big hole for Hanson, and a tackle for Riverton by Brandon Couch. So big run on first down. That was a big hole through the middle of that Riverton defense.
Boy, that was a nice hole.
And a 9-yard gain by Hanson on the play. Second down, 1 for Rawlins. Pink night, as you can see on WowToday.com. Rawlins wearing pink socks. Handoff straight up the middle and gathered in a loss as Caden Smith will wrestle Hanson down, and that one going to lose. They're going to give him a yard on the play. So third down, maybe a half a yard. It's going to be third down and about a foot on the play. So big down here right away for the Riverton defense. Green out in the shotgun. 7 yards back. In motion, they'll hand it off. Then Green will run left side. Coming up, making the tackle, but a first down as Green gains about 4 yards on the play. Tackle by Damon DeVries.
Uh-oh.
So Rawlins moving out of the shadow of their own end zone. And a first down after 3 running plays. First down 10 at the 33-yard line for this Rawlins team. Chilly night here in Rawlins, and I think they've got every window in this press box open because I'm starting to feel the breeze.
I'm kind of glad we're packed in here now.
Green in the shotgun, 3 receivers, handoff right side to Hanson. He'll break it outside, and then Tanner Johnson going to reach up high for the tackle, and they're going to get Johnson with the horse collar tackle. Looked like he had hold of the shoulder pads on the play. Henson with the spinning move, and the hand may have slipped up for the horse collar.
It's almost to the point next year that clinics for referees, when they talk about horse collar, those have a picture of the Wolverines. Because we are averaging about 2 a game.
They're going to call a face mask personal foul, and he may have gotten a hold of that face mask on the play.
He was up high, and that's when you get in trouble.
So now Riverton 3 penalties for 40 yards in the contest, and that'll give Rawlins a first down at the 49 of Riverton. Green out in the shotgun after 2 straight first downs. Henson straight up the middle. He'll try to push his way and gain about 2 yards, and clogging up the middle on that play is Vincent, Jared Lucas, Caden Smith, and Ryland Kane. So gain of about a yard on the play. Second down and 9. Green in the shotgun. 1 back, 4 receivers in the set. In motion is Henson. He'll get the ball on the jet sweep. He'll cut inside of the Riverton defense and then be gang tackled at the 45-yard line. Gain of 3. Third down, 6 yards to go for Riverton. For Rawlins. Nothing fancy out of this Rawlins offense, Brett, but
Riverton's
they're not turning the ball over.
Riverton's closing the gaps pretty quickly because there's been holes, and it just seemed like they're going to get a bigger gain, and we're holding them to 1 or 2 yards, which we can do that all night long.
6-0 Riverton, 9:04 to play in this third quarter. We're streaming live at WOWToday.com, and we're on 93.9 FM. Here's Green, handoff to Hanson, and a quick tackle on the play. That tackle by Damon DeVries. Brandon Couch. So big tackles for Couch leaves Rawlins with a 4th and 5, and you got to wonder if the Outlaws are going to go for it here on 4th down.
You're 0-7 at home, yeah.
Well, you're getting down to the critical time of the game when the size of the Wolverines should start coming into play.
Well, not only size, Cody, you hit on the beginning of the game. I mean, they got 35 kids suited up, and, many of them are freshmen and sophomores, so it could be a conditioning thing.
Rawlins quickly out in the gun. 4 receivers in the set, 1 running back.
Oh, that should have been
And here's
flagged.
shotgun, and they did throw a flag. It's going to be a false start on Rawlins as they tried to get fancy, come out quickly and snap the ball, and a receiver on that left side took off. So big penalty on the Outlaws. Now 4 penalties for 35 yards.
And they are going to punt it now.
So Riverton's defense bends a little, doesn't break, and now Rawlins lines up to punt the football. Blake Dale back deep. Here's a short snap. It bounces right to the punter, and the ball going to go out of bounds on about the 16-yard line. So decent punt there, as 34 yards officially, and it'll be Riverton football. 7:47 to play here on the Taco John scoreboard. Riverton leads at 6-0 here as we wind toward the second half of the third quarter. Riverton football, and I'm sure Coach is telling guys to hold on to the football after that first half, which was marred by 5 turnovers. So DeVries comes out under center. Trayton Hyatt, Hayden Brown in motion. They'll give it to Hyatt right side, right behind Hayden Brown on the right side of that offensive line, and Hyatt with a big blast out, about 11 yards on the play. That'll put Riverton over 100 yards in this first half rushing the football.
Here's a scoring update, Cody, from Robert White, who was over the Shoshone game. They win the game 46-0, so they lock up the 2 seed.
Yeah, Shoshone wins it tonight, and that'll end Wind River's season. Here's Hyatt again, right side. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. He'll be stacked up again by these athletic young guys for Rawlins. Josh Smith on that tackle for Rawlins. Second down as they finally move the down marker, about 7 yards to go. DeVries under center, 3 receivers. We're going to get a jet to Blake Dale, and good pursuit as Dale going to be knocked down for basically a loss of about 2 yards on the play, and Rawlins has done a nice job scouting that jet play out all night long.
Might be time to shelf that thing again, Cody. And here we go.
Dale with nowhere to go, and well, you can sense the excitement here, at least in the press box, as my teeth are starting to chatter.
He's not as bad as that Warland announcer, but he's getting fired up.
Here's DeVries under center. He'll fade right and be tackled and dragged down at about the 25-yard line. I'm sorry, the 27-yard line. That'll be a loss of 2 yards. Riverton going to be forced to punt.
Well, that Ice Kid is having a night. He is all over the field.
Rawlins, well, this is their playoff game. 0-7 on the season, and they're coming out. Gutty performance. And it doesn't really look like, at least Riverton's intensity doesn't really seem to be there all night long. So back deep to punt, Tanner Johnson. He'll stand at the 15. He'll drop the snap and get a short punt off. Amazingly, he got it off. Ball rolls over the 50 to about the 47-yard line. And that'll be punt of about 22 yards on the play. So near disaster again for the Wolverines as the ball bounces toward Tanner Johnson. He picks it up, got a short punt off, and then we'll get a, did we get a penalty on the play?
I don't see any yellow on the field.
All right, Rawlins football.
But that did work out well for the Wolverines because that could have been pretty disastrous.
5:31 to play third quarter, 6-0 ball game. Not exactly what the Wolverines were hoping as they came out to tune themselves up for the playoffs.
Well, I think you and I both missed it on predictions. I said Riverton 31, and I think you had them for 38.
I did. I thought we'd score some points tonight, and unfortunately, turnovers and just sloppy play ruling the day. Here's Green in the shotgun. He'll fade to pass over the middle, tipped, And intercepted. Damon DeVries, as Nathan Hutchison, DeVries went up. DeVries comes down with the football, and a timely turnover as Riverton now will take over on the 39-yard line.
Hutch about defended that away from his own player. Two guys going up, and sometimes that results in just a drop ball.
Riverton had 5 defenders right around the football, and Damon DeVries goes up, makes the athletic play, and it'll be first down for Riverton on their own 39. 4 receivers in the set. DeVries under center. He'll hand it off left side to Hyatt, and Hyatt will be bottled up on the inside after a gain of about 2 yards. It's definitely an attractive broadcast as Eric Pauly rules in.
I think he was making reference to a...
I think he might have been talking about something that happened to us last week.
Yes.
So appreciate that. DeVries now 2nd and 8. Under center, 4 receivers in the set. Dale in motion. There's DeVries. He'll roll out left side, throw it downfield, and the ball will bounce. I believe it may have been tipped. Ball bounces in front of Lucas Engel, incomplete. So 3rd and 8.
Here we go.
And the big call from the PA announcer. I'm liking it. This guy's got lungs.
I can actually listen to this guy.
I could not do that. 3rd down, 8 yards to go for the Wolverines at their own 41. 3 receivers in the set. And a handoff to Trayton Hyatt. Now he might have broken it, but I believe he fell over Caden Gantbine. He fumbles the football, and Riverton retains possession. It'll be 4th and 5 now, and Riverton going to come on and punt the football at their own 44.
But we're letting Rawlins hang around, and I agree. This is a situation you might want to start punting it. We're only a touchdown up with a PAT that would win it. So
Tanner Johnson back deep to punt. And now's where it'd be handy to flip the field. So Johnson will get the long snap from Ryland Kane. It comes back low.
Oh.
He'll punt it high.
Not a good
punt.
punt.
And the ball will go out on about the 31-yard line. And they're going to come up to the 35. So about 20 yards on that punt. It was an iffy snap, but Johnson just got it off, and it went high above the field.
And kicking's just tough in cold weather like this, Cody. I mean, that's just got to hurt a little bit.
3:56 to play, 3rd quarter. Riverton up 6-0 on the Taco John scoreboard. And the score we talked about at half, it's kind of that ooh and awe score. Halftime score, Cody 27, Jackson 0. Battle of number 2, Cody, number 1, Jackson. And right now, well, Jackson looking like Riverton's first-round playoff opponent. Here's a handoff up the middle. And Henson going to be wrapped up after a gain of 3. Riverton defenders on that play in the middle. Henson down. It looks like he may be injured on the play. Caden Smith, Ryland Kane on that hit. We've got a timeout as coach is going to come out, look over Henson on the play. We'll go with it, and we'll be back. This is Riverton football on 93.9 KTAK.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
Welcome back to Outlaw Stadium. Ian Henson leaves the field, and it looks like under his own power. We got some scoring updates in for Brett Watson.
We got a halftime score out of Powell. Number 3 Powell leading Evanston 22-0. And like Cody talked about a little earlier, the shocker of the night, Cody 27, Jackson 0. Star Valley still up on Green River 12-3. That's an interesting score. And still no score on Warden Douglas.
All right, thanks, Brett. Green going to come out in the shotgun. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for Rawlins on the 38-yard line. Green, 2 backs, 3 receivers in the set. And now we'll get a false start on Rawlins. So 5th penalty now on Rawlins for 40 yards in this game. Game marked by turnovers and 1 big score for Riverton to give Riverton a 6-0 lead. It was an 82-yard pass from Damon DeVries to Lucas Engel with about 3 minutes to play in the first half. 2nd and 12 for Rawlins after that 5-yard penalty. And out in the shotgun is Green. He'll run outside, back inside, be bellied up and pushed back by Caden Gantenbein.
Nice hit by Gantenbein.
One of the more impressive tackles of the night.
That was textbook there.
Caden Gantenbein, of course, the first part of the first John Hirsch Award, along with his dad. Second time. Is it the first time or second time?
Second time we give it to two kids, but the other 2 were brothers. So
first time a dad and a son have received that award. Here's Green back in the shotgun. He'll drift left side, throw it complete. And Rawlins will get a first down on the play after that pass was complete to Alan Forellis, the senior wide receiver for Rawlins. So Rawlins with a first down at the 45-yard line. 2:23 to play, 3rd quarter. 6-0 ball game here, and Rawlins moving the football. Out in the shotgun, and a handoff to Henson. He'll break it back left side, and then we'll get a flag thrown on the play, and it's going to be probably holding as that runner that time, Canyon Green.
Yeah, you got to think this is holding. It was kind of in the big mosh pit right in the middle.
Flag sitting back at about the 43-yard line. Officials talking it over. And now we'll get the call. Rawlins already moving backwards.
You know, both teams shooting themselves in the foot tonight, Cody.
Looks like we got a holding against Rawlins, and that'll be the 6th penalty now for 50 yards on the Outlaws. The other side, 3 penalties on Riverton for 40 yards. So 1st and 20 now for Rawlins. 2 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. 6-0 ball game. Riverton leads it. Struggle of sorts on a chilly night in Carbon County. Here's Green out in the shotgun. 4 receivers in the set. He'll fade to pass, throw it right side. Caught. And over the 40-yard line, tackled on the play by Hutchison and Vincent at about the 43-yard line. So gain of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 13 for Rawlins. Actually about 2nd and 12 yards after that completion.
It looked like he got a little further down the field, but
Elijah Kern, a junior wide receiver, on that catch. So 2nd and 12, inside a minute in this 3rd quarter. Green in the shotgun, 4 receivers in the set. Green left side, tipped ball is going to be caught.
Nice open field tackle.
And a good tackle there by Damon DeVries after a gain of about 4 yards. And making that catch, Jaron Mascarenas of Rawlins. So Riverton giving up the short stuff here, and that gives Rawlins a 3rd and 9 at their own 46. About 30 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. This could be the final play of the quarter. So Rawlins to the line, Green in the shotgun, 4 receivers in the set. for Rawlins. Green fades to pass. Good pass rush. He'll be hit. And the pass will fall right side, incomplete at about the 45-yard line.
And that was Smith again, wasn't it?
Big hit by Caden Smith on the play, and he's rocking it here. He's excited. You know, if you talk to Caden like we did last week on the postgame, Brett, and I know you enjoyed that interview. He was
fun.
Player of the game. That kid just loves playing the game.
Just all smiles.
He pulled me over before the game, and he said, "Hey, Coach," because I coached him in RJFL. He says, "You keep calling me Caleb." I said, "I'm sorry." So the Rawlins punt, and a blocked punt by Nathan Hutchison. Ball goes high. It's going to be Riverton football. Rylan Kane covers it up. Nathan Hutchison with the defensive play of the game. Blocked punt, and Riverton will have the ball 1st and 10 at about the 42-yard line of Rawlins. Big play here with 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, we've got to punch this one in, Cody. You know, it's 6-0. That's certainly not something you can rest on a little bit, but.
So Wolverine ball, first blocked kick of the season for Riverton in the punting game. So DeVries brings him out. Hayden Brown at fullback. Trayton Hyatt in the tackle. 3 receivers in the set. Here's a handoff to Hyatt and a shoestring tackle on the play as the third quarter horn sounds. That tackle on the play by Josh Smith of Rawlins. 3 quarters in the books from Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins. It's Riverton 6, Rawlins 0. We'll take a break. Hey, we're live streaming on WOWtoday.com.
Gales Carpet One is a proud sponsor of this Riverton Wolverines broadcast. Lombardi once said, "The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary." Gales wants to applaud these young athletes on their drive to become the best team possible and show the state of Wyoming what it means to be a Wolverine. Gales Carpet One, floor and home, 220 East Main in Riverton. Go Big Red!
Do you have a lead foot? Here's some heavy news. Speeding is one of the leading causes of traffic crashes. This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. Don't put your schedule above everyone else's safety. Stop tailgating. Don't try to beat traffic lights. And please, pass safely and legally. Drive at safer speeds. Remember the posted speed limit. Slow down. Look out for the other driver. Slow down, Leadfoot. Riverton football. Damon DeVries rolls left. He'll throw it long. And unfortunately, just over the wrong shoulder of Lucas Engel. That pass was on target as Riverton opened the fourth with a beautiful pass play from the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 8 yards to go.
Boy, if he'd have turned outside earlier on that, Cody, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, he looked inside, and the ball was delivered outside on the play. So, hey, if you're looking to catch this game on the live stream, you can go to WOWtoday.com's Facebook page. Click on the link, and you'll be right here with us in Rawlins. Here's DeVries. He'll throw caught right side to Blake Dale on a 3rd and 8 play. We'll see how many yards that gains. It's going to be near the sticks.
It's like about 9 yards. Ooh. Yep.
So that ball will come up about a yard short. It's going to be 4th down for Riverton, and the Wolverines, they're going to go for it here. As we're into the 4th quarter, 11:30 to play in a running clock. Riverton up 6-0 on the Taco John scoreboard.
Come up under center and you're behind your big center and just go a yard.
Boy, I'd sure get behind Rylan. He'll open a hole. Here's DeVries, and that's just what they do. DeVries going to gain about 5 yards. And the Wolverines get a 1st down at the Rawlins 28. So good gain by Damon DeVries. Nothing fancy here on a chilly night in Rawlins as Riverton trying to overcome a handful of turnovers and get out of here with win number 4 in this 2020 season. Here's DeVries under center, 4 receivers in the pocket. Over the left side, Trayton Hyatt busts it inside. He'll go all the way to the 10-yard line. And that's a gain of 18 yards for the senior running back. And that came on a quick count, too, just over the left side of that line. And an excellent gain. First down, Riverton. 11-yard line. Riverton football. And DeVries comes under center. 3 receivers in the set. Hayden Brown in motion. Left side again to Hyatt. He'll cut inside and get all the way to about the 6. It'll be second down and about 5 for a first down. So good gain on first down for Trayton Hyatt.
You got to punch it in this time, Cody.
Boy, no doubt about it. This is a big drive for the Wolverines as we get into this fourth quarter. DeVries under center. Hyatt behind him. He'll get the handoff straight up the middle. Now left side, pushing toward the end zone. Touchdown, Riverton. 6-yard touchdown run by Trayton Hyatt at the 10:01 mark of this fourth quarter. That doubles Riverton's lead to 12-0. So Hyatt, 6-yard run, and that was vintage Riverton football as the Wolverines, nothing fancy, moved it down the field and ran it inside behind that big offensive line. I believe Riverton's going to come out, possibly go for 2 here.
Looks like they're going for 2.
So Riverton will line it up. Same set that they've been running. 3 receivers. Brown at fullback. Handoff Hyatt left side. He'll trip, I believe, over a Rawlins foot and come up short. 12-0 ball game. 10:01 to play in this third quarter. We'll take a break. This is Wolverine football on KTAK and streaming live at WyoToday.com.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Welcome back, Outlaw Stadium. Brett Watson, Cody Beers, Rusty Wirtz on a chilly, windy night at Outlaw Stadium. And, you know, that was a drive that everyone in Riverton, we've got about 80 live viewing is going on WyoToday.com. We appreciate your support of our streaming broadcast. Here's Tanner Johnson. He'll kick it off deep, and Rawlins will come out in the star return. They'll just return it straight up the middle. And nothing fancy but speed and missed tackles for Riverton coming on, making that tackle for Riverton, number 57 on the play. And I believe that's the freshman coming out, Mason.
That's Bryce Mason?
Yeah, Bryce Mason. I was trying to think of his
85.
first name.
He usually wears 85.
I believe he's wearing 57 tonight for the Wolverines. I could be wrong, but I don't have his number here. Let's see if we've got it in the program. 57. They've got Jaden Buckholtz on that tackle. So 1st and 10 for Rawlins. I know Bryce made the trip, saw it on Facebook. Here's the first run by Green. Nothing fancy, a gain of about 3 yards to the 48-yard line. 2nd down 7 for Rawlins as the clock now inside 9.5 minutes to play. 12-0 ball game. And you're right, Brett, that was a score that the Wolverines needed desperately.
It gives you a little bit of breathing room. At some point, you know, the team you're playing 0-7, you know, they start hanging their head, get a little tired. Got to delay a game.
Illegal substitution, is that what that is? Where they cross the heart on that? Anyway, a 5-yard penalty goes on Rawlins before they.
So you just keep quizzing me on these official things and just make me look bad.
Well, you know.
It's been 5 years. Sometimes I don't remember yesterday.
7 penalties now for 55 yards on Rawlins.
And it could be that I just officiated wrong for 25 years, too. I just didn't know the rule.
I kind of doubt that. I don't know. I need to brush up my signals that these referees make too, but a 5-yard penalty, and now it's 2nd and 11 for Rawlins. Green in the pistol. 2 running backs, 3 receivers in the set. He'll fade to pass. Deliver it deep down the field. Nobody there. Nathan Hutchison had the possible interception, and we got, number 1 for Rawlins, Alan Ferelius, got his hands all over Hutchison, and the Riverton coaches out wanting a call, and they're not going to get one. Hutch was lined up to catch that, and he was just grabbed by the shoulder and jerked to the ground. So 3rd and 11 for Rawlins. Shotgun set, 4 receivers, 3 right, 1 left. Fading to pass. Another shot deep downfield. He's wide open. And Ferellis just dropped the football. He had gotten past the Riverton defensive backs.
That had to have been a blown coverage because he was wide open.
Damon DeVries, Nathan Hutchison both breathe a sigh of relief as Alan Ferelius had gotten 7 or 8 yards past them. And it was a beautiful pass that time by the quarterback, Canyon Green. Just dropped. So 4th and 11, and I believe we could see, looks like Rawlins is going to go for it. Down 12-0, 8:57 to play. Wolverines up 12-0 on the Taco John scoreboard. Here's Green in the shotgun, and we're going to get a timeout taken by the Riverton Wolverines. Wolverines lead it 12-0, 8:57 to play. Let's take a break. We are streaming live, wowtoday.com, and broadcasting on the radio, 93.9 KTAK.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to sponsor youth sports for the best in fresh roasted coffee, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekends. You'll enjoy the best locally sourced food at Brown Sugar Coffee, 203 Main Street in Riverton.
Here's an important update from Wind River Family and Community Healthcare. They are continuing to see patients during this trying time. If you have a cough, shortness of breath, and a fever, call 307-855-2966 or 307-857-9489 before coming to the clinic. A nurse will triage you over the phone. They will ask questions regarding symptoms and recent travel. You can also reach Wind River Family and Community Healthcare by calling 856-9281.
Welcome back, Outlaw Stadium. Scoring update in from Jackson. Number 2, Cody, 40. Number 1, Jackson, 0. Right here at Outlaw Stadium, 4th and 11. Green back to pass. He'll throw it long over the middle. It's going to be caught by Rawlins for a first down on 4th and 11. And a beautiful pass from Green.
That was a great job.
Mario Guerrero.
That was a great job by Guerrero. There was just a lot of traffic there. He just went up and took the ball.
So 1st and 10, Rawlins at the Riverton 25. Green threw a fastball, and Guerrero pulled it down. 3 receivers in the set, 2 running backs. Green going to hand it off right side on the play. That'll be Dean Henson, who's back in the game. He'll gain about 2 yards on the play. Gabe Higgins going to come out of the play. Ryan Keene going to come back in for Riverton. And now hurry up offense in place for Rawlins. Green in the shotgun, 4 receivers in the set, 1 running back. He'll fade to pass. Big rush on the play by Jared Lucas. And Green forced to throw it away out of bounds. Lucas came untouched to the quarterback, and Green threw it up and then hit the turf. Great hustle play there by the senior, Jared Lucas. Lucas having to come on, Brett, and make some sacrifices as a senior. Playing DN, but he gave up his tight end spot, one of the best pass-catching tight ends in the state, now playing offensive tackle.
You know, we talked about that at the beginning of the game, Cody. You got to love that as a coach. It's something you can point to as to the whole team, actually.
3rd and 8 for Rawlins at the Riverton 26. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Green fades to pass. He'll throw deep over the middle, incomplete.
Don't know who he was going to there. He had a guy short and a guy deep.
Damon DeVries, Blake Dale, the closest players to that ball as it bounced at about the 3-yard line. So 4th and 8 for this Riverton defense, looking to pitch a shutout here against Rawlins in this season finale. Timeout, Rawlins. We'll go with it. 12-0 Riverton with 8 minutes to play. We'll be back on KTAK.
Lehman Studios is a proud supporter of Fremont County Athletics. Lehman Studios offers sports cards, mugs, statuettes, plus several photo package options. Visit us today at 210 West Main in Riverton. Lehman Studios, 856-3941.
Howdy, partners out there in 10 County land. This is Gary Michaud from the WRTA bus line. We are looking forward to reconnecting with all our riders and friends once it is safe for the WRTA to operate. In the meantime, the WRTA would like to graciously thank all those who are keeping our county running, especially the healthcare workers. On behalf of Share a Ride and the WRTA, we can't wait to see all your healthy faces when Big Blue reopens. So don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelt, and keep all 4 wheels on the road.
Welcome back. 8:01 to play in this one. And, Brett, it looks like the Wolverines may be traveling to play the Jackson Bronx next week.
I still can't believe that score, but, yeah.
We've been getting scoring updates throughout the game from former Riverton coach Pat Patterson, watching the live stream in Jackson. So, Rawlins football, 4th and 8 after the timeout. 4 receivers in the set, 3 right, 1 left, and a running back in the backfield. Big play here for the Wolverine defense. Here's Green. He'll roll back, pressure being applied. Caden Smith now going to rip him down with a big tackle. And the Wolverine defense holds. Great job there by the big man, Caden Smith. It'll be Riverton football with 7:55 to play in this one. 12-0 ball game. And, man, that's demoralizing for a Rawlins team right there.
Caden for a slug of tackles tonight. A lot of assists, but big play. And that kind of swings the game. 8 minutes, basically 8 minutes left. You look out there and Rawlins got their hands in their hips. And
yeah, you'd like to see a Riverton drive here as Riverton comes out 1st and 10 at its 23-yard line. Damon DeVries under center. Hayden Brown in motion. Handoff. Well, it looked like a
quarterback draw.
Yeah, possibly. He might have turned the wrong way on that as Damon DeVries tackled after a gain of about 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Riverton. 7:40 and counting in this one. We appreciate everyone tuning in this season, watching our live streams every week on wowtoday.com. I'll say congratulations to Eric Pauly and his wife Kate on the birth of their daughter Emmerich this week. Here's a big hole for Trayton Hyatt. He'll rumble and stumble his way out and spin his way to a first down at the 36-yard line. That was a big hole.
He's got to be getting up over 100 yards.
Yeah, he's
Where's your sidekick? Maybe he could go to the stat guy next door.
He went back outside, so we'll get some stats as this thing winds down and go to our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game and our Click It or Ticket post-game show. Going to keep it relatively short as we get to make the way back through Muddy Gap and Brett's hometown. Here's DeVries. He'll hand it off left side to Trayton Hyatt. And he'll be tackled after a 2-yard gain. Wolverines looking to go 4-4 on the season.
The announcer's still going at it, though.
A decent crowd here tonight. Good crowd in from Riverton. You can tell by the smattering of blankets over behind the Riverton bench in the bleachers.
The smattering. There's a word, smattering.
Yeah, well, take liberties with the English language, That's what happens when you do PR during the day. 2nd down, 8 yards. And now DeVries stepping in.
That offsides on Rawlins.
Is it on Rawlins?
Offside on somebody.
Might have been on Riverton.
Yep,
lined up offsides.
Looks like that way.
So penalty on Riverton as they try to keep the clock moving. 4 penalties for 45 yards. We're hoping that Coach Troy Anderson remembers he's got to come up to the
He's got a jump
press
tonight.
box.
That's a pretty good drag out of here after the.
Yeah, we got to get him to the press box after the game. Here's DeVries, 2nd and 13. He'll go and throw it across the middle. Wide open that time was Lucas Engel. And
boy, and that thing's been open all year, Cody, and I don't know if it's a timing issue or if he could plant one right on the right step, those things would go.
Engel would have ran halfway to bags in the Sierra Madres if he would have caught that ball. Ball just delivered out in front and low to the 6'5" junior. 3rd down, 13 for Riverton. 5:56 to play. Of course, tomorrow night, 5 o'clock on the Wind River Radio Network, it'll be Wyoming Cowboy football. And I'm sure that the pregame show will start before that, but it'll be Wyoming at Nevada tomorrow night. Here's DeVries. He'll fade to pass, and he's got wide open Engel. Engel had to wait for that ball, but it's going to be a big gain on the play. About 33 yards from Damon DeVries to Lucas Engel, and Engel was 5-6 yards past the defensive back. It'll be 1st down Riverton at the 31 of Rawlins.
Boy, he was wide open.
If I would have been that open, I would have dropped the ball, but Engel caught it. 1st down, Wolverines. DeVries under center, 3 receivers in the set. Brown at fullback, and looks like a broken play there, but DeVries, he's going to rumble and stick his head down and push past the 1st down. 13-yard gain for Damon DeVries, 1st down Riverton. And it'll be inside the red zone at about the 19-yard line. So good game for DeVries on the broken play. Riverton starting to have their way on the line of scrimmage against a smaller Rawlins squad. So DeVries looking toward the umpire, letting clock run. 5:04 and counting. And he'll snap the ball and give it to Trayton Hyatt. Hyatt over the left side will gain about 4 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 6 right at the 15-yard line. As this game winds down, we'll have our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game. We'll have a conversation with Riverton coach Troy Anderson. We need to get the Riverton coaches to send him up. And DeVries wanders to the line with 4:25 and counting. In motion, DeVries back to pass. He'll tuck it and run and be tackled for no gain.
Again, it looks like a busted play, Cody. I don't know if somebody's missing. He just looks a little lost when he comes out of that. All right.
Man, I like that. That guy's got a set of lungs. He's probably a solo guy in church. 3rd and 6. PA announcer having himself some fun tonight.
Hey, when you're 0-7, you make your own fun, right?
Oh, you do. You got to. You got to make everything fun. Riverton football, 3rd down, 6 yards. DeVries under center. And he'll hand off right side to Hyatt. Hyatt driving his legs forward, being pushed, shoved. And he's going to get a 1st down on a big run by Trayton Hyatt. That was just...
he just gutted that one
I'm going to beat you. That's what that was. And I dare you to stop me. And 5 or 6 Rawlins Outlaws were trying to stop him. All the way down to the 6-yard line is Trayton Hyatt. So Riverton comes out 1st and goal. 3:19 and counting. This is a clock-killing drive for the Wolverines. Here's DeVries. He'll hand off left side Hyatt. From the 5, touchdown Wolverines. 5-yard touchdown run by Trayton Hyatt. His 2nd touchdown of this 4th quarter. So 6-yard run, then a 5-yard run. That one delivered with 3:08 to play. And Riverton up now 18-0. And you got to think Riverton, well, they might try for 2
Yeah, it looks like they were going to try for 2 again.
Tough night on long snaps. It's cold, hands cold. Riverton coming out making a statement here in the fourth quarter. Here's DeVries under center. 4 receivers in the set. Trayton Hyatt behind DeVries. Blake Dale in motion. DeVries, he's going to throw it to Blake Dale. And it's going to, was it good?
Yep.
It's good. So a nice pass play on that extra point from DeVries to Blake Dale. And it's 20-0 Wolverines. We're going to take a break. 3:08 to go. Riverton 20. Rawlins 0. Back in a short break on WOWtoday.com.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Did you hear that? That's the sound you hear when you know you've just improved your chances of surviving a crash. This Thanksgiving holiday and every single time you get in your vehicle, be sure you and your passengers always buckle up. When you wear your seatbelt as a front seat occupant, your risk of fatal injury goes down 45%. So be sure you arrive safely this holiday season and always buckle up. This message brought to you by the Wyoming Department of Transportation.
20-0 here at Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins. Riverton going to win its 4th game of the year with 3:08 to play.
And pack their bags for Jackson.
Cody 48, Jackson 0. A running clock by the number 2 Cody Bronx against the number 1 Jackson Bronx. What has happened tonight in Teton County? Here's Tanner Johnson lining up to kick. It'll be a squibber and a quick whistle as we get Riverton offsides on the kickoff.
You know, that's one of those calls as an official. If somebody throws out in a game like this with 3 minutes left in the cold weather, that guy's riding in the trunk.
I'm guessing
Seriously.
I'm guessing he hasn't thrown his flag the whole game, right?
Oh.
You'd think you'd want the clock to run out, right?
Yes. There had
boy.
been a collective sigh from the rest of the crew going, are you kidding me? Come on, dude.
5 penalties now for 50 yards on the Wolverines, and oh my. Well, I'm guessing we could see another squib kick by the Wolverines. Here's Johnson. He'll squib it left, and that ball's not going to go 10 yards.
It might, and we got it.
And, boy, did they do an onside kick on purpose?
I don't
Riverton
think that was
recovers.
on purpose.
I think he tried to squib it.
He tried to squib it and hit it high.
Tanner Johnson, it went off the side of his foot. Riverton recovers.
And it was kind of like the other night in that JV game. The Riverton player just got down 10 yards and blocked off the Rawlins player and waited for it to go 10 yards.
That's going to be Riverton football, 1st and 10 after that successful onside kick, which really wasn't supposed to be an onside kick, but it works out that way. At its own 46.
What the heck. We haven't had a great season either.
3 minutes to play. And a trip to Jackson next week for the Riverton Wolverines. So DeVries under center. 4 receivers in the set. Here's Hyatt. He'll go over the right tackle, breaks it loose. He's 10, he's 15, 16 yards on the gain. Trayton Hyatt, he's got to be moving up well over 100 yards in this game, heading toward 700 plus for the season. And unfortunately, we got a flag on the play back at the 49. So 2 penalties here, Brett. Final 3 minutes. And that nullifies a big gain for Hyatt. 6 penalties for Riverton now, 60 yards.
You know, as a back, you got to go back to the huddle after this late in the game and getting burned off a big run like that. A little winded and going to.
I need to scurry over here in a minute and see if the coaches will send Troy Anderson up after the game. It's Riverton football. Hey, will you send Troy up? Okay, we got a. Yeah, we just announced it 48-0. Have a nice trip to Jackson next week, Coach. We got another penalty on Riverton. So Riverton
like a false start.
Moving backwards now, 7 penalties for 65 yards. And I know the score coming out of Jackson is just rumbling around the state. It made its way to the Riverton coaches. And you got to wonder what happened tonight on Bronx Field in Jackson. Here's DeVries, first and forever. Handoff Hyatt. He'll be met in the hole and wrestled to the turf. Second down, and you got to think that it might be a good idea to bring a different running back in now and give Hyatt the rest of the day off, because he's going to get a full head of steam next week from the Jackson Bronx. Second down, about 22 yards as the clock moves inside 2 minutes. Hyatt, another workmanlike performance. The senior, Riverton's really their only running back used all year.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has gotten a handoff in the back.
In motion on the jet, Nathan Hutchison. He'll break outside, cut back, and bring the ball to about the 45-yard line. And it'll be third down as we hear, and about 11 yards. And the biggest thing for Hutchison there is he stayed in bounds. Timeout, Rawlins. 1:29 to play, Riverton 20, Rawlins 0. Hey, we'll be back on WildToday.com.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Porter's Mountain View Supply is proud to support local high school sports teams for home heating, outdoor grilling, and barbecue, along with the best in spas and hot tubs. See Porter's Mountain View Supply, your locally owned dealer, for top brands like Hearthstone, Quadrifire, and Blaze King stoves, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Green Mountain Grills, Free Flow and Sundance Spas, along with service after the sale. Call Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton at 856-6993. Porter's.
Welcome back, Outlaw Stadium in Rawlins. 20-0 ball game. 1:29 to play after a Rawlins timeout. It'll be Riverton football. Third and about 11 at their own 45. The murmurs still going on, and the chilly breeze. 48-0 win today for Cody over Jackson. Here's Nathan Hutchison back left side. He's going to gain a first down, Brett, on a gain of about 14 yards on the jet sweep, and they're going to move the sticks. About the only thing Hutch did there wrong was ran out of bounds.
Well, I'm thinking I wish I'd have brought my badger skin booties. Is every window open in this press box except for ours?
We haven't opened ours because
I
think we would have seen Rusty Wirtz shrivel up like a crab apple in the fall, but okay, I have to deliver some piece of wit every game, and that was pretty bad. Sorry. Here's DeVries under center. Haven't you ever stepped on crab apples when they're all softened? Okay. DeVries to Hyatt. Hyatt over the left side of the line. He'll gain about 5 yards on first down. Second down and 5 is ice on that tackle for Rawlins.
You almost think we're pretty close to just the V formation at this point, Cody.
I would think so. We're getting down in the final minute. And one of the sweetest calls in football, in my opinion, is that victory formation. And it looks like maybe
they're still reading their armband, so maybe we're doing something.
Maybe that's what we'll see here. Not sure. DeVries under center. Still 3 receivers in the set. Brown in motion, handoff Hyatt right side, and he'll be dropped, and he fumbles. Gets his own fumble back. 28 seconds and counting. And that may be the final play of this game.
Yeah,
Why run another? We're going to get our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game, Click It or Ticket post-game show coming up next. Appreciate everyone who watched this game tonight, live streamed on WildToday.com. and listen live on the radio, 93.9 KTAK. It's been a great season. We're going to the postseason next week in Jackson. We'll be back with the postgame show. 20-0 win for the Riverton Wolverines over the Rawlins Outlaws. Click it or ticket postgame coming up next on KTAK.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit nreca.org. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Long have our ancestors debated taco or quesadilla. Now, Taco John's has finally found the answer. Both. Introducing the Chicken Quesadilla Taco. A taco made with a cheesy quesadilla shell filled with grilled all-white meat chicken and chipotle sauce. And now you can get 2 of them for just $5. History and tacos made. Taco John's. Crunching. Bigger, bolder, better.
It's back! Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-thru hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-thru in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
You want to change the look of your home, but you don't have money for siding right now. It's too late for painting outside. Here's a solution. A new entry door by Wadena Millwork. Hi, this is Chuck Parmley with Overhead Door Company of Riverton and Lander. Save 10% in October on Wadena Millwork entry doors in steel, fiberglass, or traditional wood. These handsome doors are energy efficient, secure, and nearly maintenance-free. See the complete line at Overhead Door, 600 East Main in Riverton, or call 856-DOOR.
It's back! Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-thru hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-thru in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
If your plan involves a party, it's your responsibility to plan for a safe and sober ride home. A DWI is a serious crime with serious consequences. This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. If you get busted, you may lose your license, pay thousands of dollars in court costs, legal fees, and higher insurance rates. Make sure your last call is a safe one. Order up a sober ride. And please, don't drink and drive.
Whoa, Travis, how much stuff do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl.
What? I've got my rifle, my 1 change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all of that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober. Be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Back to Outlaw Stadium. Yeah, go ahead. Put the headphones on.
All right.
Click it or ticket post-game show, and we've got our Papa John's, Papa Murphy's player of the game, Papa John's, Jared Lucas. And, I just want to talk to you about, you're one of the best receivers in Class 3A. Coach asked you to sacrifice something.
Yeah.
You had 3 touchdown catches. You had a bunch of receptions. And you come in and you take over at offensive tackle, doing a great job at defensive end. But tell me about that whole decision process and why you decided, yeah, I'll do it. I'll step up. I'll do it.
Honestly, we just needed someone there, and I was the best one to fill it, so I just took the position. I'm happy to help with my team.
Well, I know your coaches were very impressed. You graded out really well last week. This was not an easy football game tonight. You guys had a hard time holding on to the football.
Yeah, we did. I think it was just the weather, cold. We're not used to it.
Yeah, nice warm fall, and then you come out, have to practice in cold last night and then play tonight, and it just seemed like, yeah, you're having a hard time holding on to the football.
Yeah, short sleeves Wednesday, and then freezing cold, snowing on Thursday to game. Wasn't the best, but we made it work.
Well, congratulations on a great senior season. You guys found out probably after the game that you thought you were going to Cody, but now you're going to Jackson.
Oh, I haven't heard yet.
Okay, here's the score. Cody beats Jackson tonight 48-0.
No way. That's a shock. I didn't think Cody was as good as Jackson. I thought Jackson was going to walk on him.
Something happened there tonight, but it gives you guys a chance to go play a meaningful game in Jackson, chance to maybe right the ship from what happened earlier in the season.
Yeah, I think we'll do way better than last time. We weren't ready, we weren't prepared. This time we will be.
Well, I know your coaches are proud of you guys. You get a shutout in the final regular season game as a senior. It's got to feel good.
Oh, it does. We were talking about it earlier, how we haven't had one for maybe 6 years, and we were talking about it, and it's like, let's just go get one.
Hey, tell me how this team has come together this year. I know you got a new coach. He's standing over here. I've had fun talking to him. What's it mean with this change this year?
It means great. I mean, I like it. Patterson, I like Patterson. He's a good coach and all. But Troy's just taking our team to another level, honestly. He's working with our offense. We're doing so many, there's just different things that are, it's just working, obviously. So, yeah.
All right. Hey, Jared, player of the game tonight.
Thank you.
We got a large pizza coming your way. We got to get a coupon for you. But I know as an offensive lineman now, you'd probably like to eat 2 pizzas, right?
Maybe.
All right. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll get Coach coming over here on our Click It or Ticket post-game show. And Troy, I've had a blast talking to you all season. Thanks for coming up. We've been doing your interviews down on the field all year, but I know it's probably nice to get in where it's warm. Huh?
Yeah, you guys humored me tonight and brought me in the warm weather. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, the first half it probably had you scratching your heads a little bit. You guys had a hard time holding on to the football.
Yeah, I mean, like I told these guys before when we came down, I told you the other day that these cats are going to play good, and we didn't hold on to the ball, and they give us a great run for our money there. And I think probably cold weather plays a little bit of a role there. We're out there pretty early in the wind. We expect it to be windy here. We talked about it earlier, but we just couldn't hang on to it. We saw those glimpses. That's what I told them. We saw those glimpses, and we came. I told them in the locker room at halftime that this, third quarter's championship quarter. You got to go put teams mentally away in the third quarter. And I think we responded pretty well to that.
Well, tonight Trayton Hyatt packs the ball 28 times, but you guys had a really good performance by a patchwork offensive line tonight.
Yeah. I mean, we lost another guy like we talked about. We lost Isaiah. He looks good. I mean, we saw him out there he's with us tonight. His gait's good, so I'd expect to have him back at right guard next week. We got a chance on that last little bit of 3 or 4 plays there to test out Parker DeVries. I'm sure you noticed that. And then Rodney, like you talked to, I expect him to grade out well. And so when I can get that second movable guard back, man, I feel like we open up the playbook. I feel like we've only been running 50% there.
Well, next man up, and Jared Lucas has really shown everybody in Riverton sacrifice can pay off in your senior year.
Yeah, no, man, like that dude he's a gamer. And again, he's one of those young guys that was around that sophomore, that 0-8 year. We finished 0-8 down here 2 years ago, and he's been around for that whole bit, and I asked him to do the selfless thing, right? That's a big word for me. And he went and put on that 56 last week in 52. He put on 52 because it's a little snugger, fits him a little bit better, you know. He's still got a little bit of that receiver diva in him. And so he put that on tonight, and I'm sure he played another heck of a game. I mean, when we pull, we bring G over to them. You guys see it. And he, you know, if they don't do their job, we don't get all those yards for Trey. And Damon got a couple yards over there too, I think.
Well, he just kind of wore him down in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It was all Trayton Hyatt in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we got Lucas Engel involved, but Trey, you know, feed the rock. I'm always talking to him because he's not on the defensive set, so he's kind of the guy I talk to on the sideline, just keeping him in it. I had to kind of, you know, focus him up a little bit there in the early first half where he had a couple drops and we had, you know, some challenges as a team. But he usually responds, and we've got a relationship where we've got it figured out over there pretty well.
Did you take a kind of a sigh of relief there in the first half as you saw Lucas Engel gallop 82 yards for a score?
I mean, I think probably, you know, at least our side of Fremont County has been waiting for that, to see that all year. I'm really glad we pulled that off. And then, you know, we found that spot in the back end there. We had him on that first time when we ran that, and the second time we had a nice gain. So great night for him too.
Well, big news tonight in Class 3A is number 2 Cody drives through Yellowstone, and they knock off Jackson 48-0. Can you even believe that happened?
I can't. I mean, you expect a dogfight out of those, you know, 3-4 top teams up there. I'm going to take a little solace in that I'm pretty sure Cody was on our field at about 11 o'clock today, doing a little walkthrough break. So maybe we contributed that a little bit as a Wolverines. You know, I mean, that was a bitter loss we had to Jackson, so maybe we feel pretty good about that. We could go over the chance of playing Jackson.
Yeah, get a plan to maybe right the wrong that happened earlier in the season. They've got an outstanding running game. It's going to take everybody next man up, get everybody that's healthy out there next week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we'll get maybe 2 or 3 guys back next week. I'm really, really hopeful for that. And it will certainly help. But I mean, and like Jared said, I asked him. I did the research this week when I was sitting there. Shout out to Pat Schmidt with the WyomingFootballBlog.com. Like, that's awesome. I went and looked on there when our last shutout was. It's 2014, 6 years ago. I asked Ross. I said, Ross, can I talk about this? I'm not gonna like jinx us or something. And I told him I think it was on Wednesday night. I'd like to go get a shutout.
Well, you got a shutout.
Yeah.
Hey, great win. You go on the road. You've had a lot of success on the road this year, and that's got to make you feel good going on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, parents probably don't like to hear it, but I think our kids play good on the road. I think it lets a little weight off their shoulders. They're a thoughtful bunch of young men, and they want to perform, and their community means a lot to them, and that's a pretty heavy burden to carry for a 17, 18-year-old young man. So when we get out of town and you get to ride the bus together and have a good time, and I always tell them, you know, have a fun bus ride home, and so that's what a road win brings to you, and I think they've bought into that. You know, we got a couple really good ones, maybe actually 3 really good ones now.
Well, it's been a weird year all the way around, but it's awesome to be able to play an entire regular season and now take your team to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. I mean, you would have thought it was real precarious early, and we weren't without our COVID scares per se. But, you know, we made it to here, and we get a chance to go play playoffs, and, you know, I think anything's a go. I mean, tonight shows over there in Teton County that, you know, it's a pretty wide open race.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank
Great
you.
season. Hey, enjoy the bus ride home.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You'll be going through Brett Watson's hometown on the way. Click Your Ticket postgame show. Hey, it's nice to point out that the Watson clan have cut their teeth in life in Jeffrey City. And, Brett, you know, it was a tough battle, turnovers early, but the Wolverines, they gritted it out. It was one of those gritted out nights.
It was kind of similar to last week. Kind of similar to last week again, Cody, with, you know, a lot of errors in Worland, and we're supposed to get together.
All right.
A lot of mistakes in Worland, but we found a way to overcome it, and you know, it's a maturation thing with the kids, I guess, maybe, and you know, it's late in the season. Jackson game next week will be very interesting. It was a complete domination, as you know, in the first game. Anybody that said through that, so they're going to be a little angry. We're coming off 2 wins in a row, so just like Cody beating them 48-0, that's why you play the game, and who knows?
Well, it was a blast here in Rawlins tonight. we'd like to give special thanks to you, Rusty Wirtz, who got us set up. We had a great broadcast, a good fan crowd here tonight from Riverton, and we appreciate everyone who listened back on wowtoday.com tonight, tuned in at 93.9 FM. Want to give a shout out to our sound producer tonight out of Laramie, Tyler Campsey. Let us know we were a bit quiet, so we got the technical difficulties fixed. And, drive safely going home tonight. We're going to the playoffs next week. It's always exciting.
Always a new season.
The last time we were in Jackson, it was a tough loss, and in the playoffs, it's an interesting place to play. We might get some sushi before the game. Who knows? But, again, we want to say thanks to the general manager of the Wind River Radio Network, Eric Pauly. Thanks to all the sponsors who help bring our broadcasts to the fans of Riverton Wolverine football. For Rusty Wirtz, for Brett Watson, I'm Cody Beers. Have a safe weekend, and if you're out driving around this weekend, it's going to storm, it's going to be cold, and there's going to be snow on the ground, it's going to be slick. So take your time, turn off the cruise control, and always buckle your seatbelt. Have a wonderful evening, Riverton.